Alrighty, so friends, earlier on in match one itself, even for day one, we have seen a clean sweep earlier on for HomeBois SG against Alchemy SG, and boy oh boy, things are heating up. And right here, we're gonna move on very quickly into match two already. We're gonna be seeing two teams, one namely the veterans of Bleed Esports, and they will be going up against Vanguard Esports. Now, Vanguard has newly qualified right here for the MPLSG scene, and we are very, very excited to see them as well. And this is going to unfurl next right here over at the Land of Dawn. So without further ado, let's meet the teams right here for match two itself, presenting to you our veteran teams right here, Bleed Esports. Very, very exciting. We see our veteran team, Bleed Esports, right here getting decked up, loaded, and ready to go into the Land of Dawn. And right here from Bleed Esports, we do see two brand new faces right here. But I'll not go into it. I'll leave it over to the casters later. So yes, going head-to-head against Bleed Esports right here from this round, presenting to you our next team. Ladies and gentlemen, Vanguard Esports. Now right here beside me, I do have Vanguard Esports getting ready to head on over to the Land of Dawn. Now right here at Vanguard Esports, they are, new faces right here, but not entirely foreign from us right here, the MPLSG scene. And this is going to be a very exciting match, ladies and gentlemen, because right here, Bleed Esports, even though we have known them for the longest time, there has been a little bit of a shift. As you guys see on your screens, we have Potato right behind, the team coaching them right here for the draft later. And we don't see Youngin. So question is, where is Youngin? So I'm going to hand my time over to the casters, and I'll let you, the viewers, find out.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. And the question to where is Youngin will be answered right now as you see the man on the screen. Welcome back to the desk, ladies and gentlemen. This is MPLSG Season 6. My name is Scrubby. Here with me is Vertigo and Youngin.
Yeah, finally. I mean, we've seen him on the ground, on the stage, constantly, over and over. And, we just don't get to talk to him. We don't get to see him as much. We usually see him on the camera and not much. And now, he's right here with us. I mean, how do you feel, being on the caster table with us?
Yeah, so hi everyone. Very happy to be here. Finally, taking on a different role. Got tired of coaching a little bit.
Oh.
Looking for a new challenge. Yeah, so, first game I'm casting all my old teammates as well,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Bleed, and then, of course, on the side of Vanguard, Nick Stain, of course.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you have to think it was planned somehow, right?
Yeah,
For him to cast the Bleed game.
Yeah, I swear they planned this. It has to be planned.
I know there are a lot of comments, right, talking about Youngin being on the desk. So this is finally happening, guys. We are super excited. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into the teams for today, starting with Bleed.
That's right, and for Bleed Esports, we have Deck, FMM, JPL, the usual suspects, but this time with the addition of Sagitnu and KelVJ. I mean, these are, I would say, legendary players. They are really up there. I mean, they have many accolades, they have many achievements, and they're just all over the place. And this time, can they finally conquer Singapore?
Yeah, I mean, we'll leave it to Youngin to break it down, right? What are your thoughts about Bleed?
Yeah, so I think the big question here we have, right, is definitely the change of roles. You know,
Yeah.
where fun note here, right? I was actually the one who recruited both Sagnitu and KLVJ. But you know, to have them changing their roles, you know, it is a shift for me, and we'll see what they have for us.
Interesting, interesting. So, of course, they have to have an opponent, and that's going to be Vanguard. So, let's see the team lineup.
Yep, with Vanguard, we have Lakshan Stain, Chute, Super Ryan, Slowly, and Nick Stain. The ex-Bleed member going up against Bleed, and I wouldn't say the disciple of Youngin, or rather being taught by Youngin and being coached by Youngin. But this time, Super Ryan, Lakshan Stain, and Nick Stain, we have seen them in the MPL in a couple of seasons as well, on and off, but Chute and Slowly. Wow. I mean, these are great additions. So it's like, 2 more additions from another country, another 2 more additions from another country. It's a battle of
Diversity.
additions.
Yeah, so this is also the story of the imports as well, right? Because we have 2 Indonesia on the side of Vanguard, and also 2 Philippine players actually from the side of Bleed here. So interesting to see what their comms will be like as well. Because I believe for the side of Bleed, actually easier for them to comms in English, but for Vanguard maybe not so much.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I mean, tough decisions, right? But let's take a look at what we think on the desk as to who's going to be the winner of this series. Of course, again, you are going to be the dissenting vote without question. So
Of
would you
course.
like to explain your stand here?
I would like to explain, because I would say right now, because Nick Stain was in the shadow of JPL. He couldn't come out as much. But the first time he made a debut, on the professional stage, he lost 2-0 to Evil, right? 2-0 loss to Evil, and Evil just took the game away from Evos. And Youngin was coaching at the time too, and he had to put Nick Stain, and then at the time his name was Nick as well. But right now, he's finally out of the shadow. He's finally out of the chains. Can he finally bring something to the table? Can he bring something new, something refreshing, or something very unique? But knowing Nick, he plays a lot of catchy heroes, right? He loves to play catchy, he loves to engage, he wants to catch you off guard. But yeah,
We're going to roll to a video to see all the spicy stuff you want to hear about these 2 teams coming right up. So let's see what they have to say.
For Vanguard, they are pretty interesting because one of the player was our ex-player, which is like Nick. Yeah, so he's a good player. Just that because we have JPL over here, so he don't really have an MPL experience. So I believe like he will do well in this MPL since he qualified. And one pretty interesting about them is they actually brought in 2 Indonesian players. Yeah, if I'm not wrong lah. He actually told me that there's 2 Indonesian, and one of them is a jungler and one of them is a mage. Yeah, and both really play at MDL or MPL in Indonesia. So I believe like that team's gonna look like good as well.
Vanguard SG is quite good because the mage and tank have chemistry, because I saw the last game before they qualified, and they have chemistry right now, and they have two imports too, and the tank is good because the tank is my friend, so I think we need to watch them because they might be scary team for me right now.
Oh yeah, they got 2 imports, both from I think MDL RRQ. I'm looking forward to fighting them lah. Just want to see where they stand. Personally, I would think that Bleed Sports is a very strong team with very talented players, especially after importing KLVJ and Sanginu. I feel like it further strengthened their team. But I feel like the loophole is in JPL itself, because JPL already should retire. I would hope that it will be 2-0 lah, Mainly because I just want to prove to everybody that thinks that JPL is better wrong.
Personally, I feel that Bleed is gonna be the champion for this season. I feel Bleed is gonna win RSG. Yeah, but against us, I think it's a 50-50.
Oh, flames,
Wow.
flames.
Very interesting. Flames indeed. You see direct shots being fired here. You were talking about how Nick is, coming out from the shadows here, but it seems a lot more than coming out
Wow,
from the shadows.
it's not a shadow anymore. It's a grudge. He's like, JPL good man. I can do better, right? He's like, JPL's not that good. He's like, has always been in the shadow of JPL, always behind JPL, and this time, it's his redemption yet again. We're going with a lot of redemption this season, right?
Yeah, now this series is going to be a series of reckoning then. I mean, Youngin, watching the video now, has any of your, thoughts and perspectives changed on the team?
Yeah, so I think one interesting I want to share about this whole Nick JPL rivalry, right, is that ever since I recruited him since season 3, so this is 2 years in the making already.
Wow.
And every single season, I actually gave him a chance to actually it's your time now to outshine JPL. And unfortunately, every single season after, we still felt that JPL was that anchor of the team, and we really couldn't bring him in, and that's why he was a sub all the way. But I think finally now, I've been telling him, make your own team, go and play in the qualifiers. The first one you're gonna go in, you are gonna make it, and look at what has happened.
Wow, Youngin called it first.
Yeah, Youngin called it first. I mean, Youngin is watching. He's like, yeah, Vanguard's gonna win this. He's like, there's Nick, right? Nick is the JPL of the team, but this time is his, is his opportunity to shine. There's no way to run.
Correct.
There's no way.
One thing to know also as well, right, is
Yeah.
that Nick actually he plays well when he has good people on his team.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think one of the reasons why he didn't want to qualify at first was with how the import meta is shifting in. The level of play is higher, so he feels that this is the perfect opportunity to come in, and set the stage right.
Yep,
Right,
and right now, we are going to come right into the drafts here, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 between Vanguard and Bleed. Already off the bat, we have Kaja and Fanny bans on the board.
Yeah, so for this Fanny ban, alright, so immediately this tells me a story, right? Bleed has been kind of like in the off-season trying to not play against Fanny because maybe because of role shift as well, right? That was their de facto Fanny player for a very, very long time, and maybe having it
among the planes
LVJ now,
exists the equilibrium which I was made
because
for.
of that, they do not want to deal with the Fanny at all, and this could set the stage, for upcoming games as well, where teams kind of know like, Bleed is a team that doesn't want to play against Fanny now, and they kind of always know one ban is out of the pool.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of forces them into a nice little corner. Like, coach, what do you think, coach? Like, I know what they're gonna play. I can force them into this, right?
Yeah.
It's a mind game. It's all about the mind game.
Correct. And this Lancelot ban here is very interesting to me because in every other meta that we see so far, we don't see a Lancelot being banned. But one of the high level
Come on,
things that
Dexter.
you can see
It's
here
our
is
showtime.
this Lancelot serves as kind of like a each of us only have 5 bans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's only 5 bans in total, and maybe later on, they're kind of like predicting that
Time to drop the
jungle pick
beat
will
of the
actually go
clock.
into the second phase of
is
the pool,
ticking.
and that's why they start banning. And I love this Joy ban a lot because this showed that Bleed have actually studied the MPL qualifiers.
Wow.
Because for the side of Vanguard, right, slowly has been dominating on that. Joy
I am
for-
the
for
priestess of
most
primal
the games,
lightning,
that's
your
reason
team,
why
the
they
hunter of
studied
all
MPL
the evil
qualifiers,
gods.
And, this is a very, very good start. Bans that I would like to see a lot.
Oh, but going for the first pick, Edith, right? I mean, it's very flexible, right? It's either EXP or Roam, but I much prefer the Roam on the Edith.
Yeah, but for the
Detective
side of
Frederick
Vanguard, right, they
on
actually
the
like to
case,
leave on the EXP
24/7.
lane a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
So
okay.
this gives them perfect setup as well in the EXP lane. Their jungler actually
I
is
didn't
kind of
cure
like an
the
assassin
pain.
player. So
I
having
hunt.
a form of CC in the EXP lane,
Oh, yeah.
this makes them able to come and gank them anytime. But without the Fanny, they probably have to go for something like a Haya, a Lens they already banned out.
Correct.
So Haya,
A
Ling,
Ling, yeah.
correct, and Joy being banned out as well. So we'll have to see, do they lean towards the assassin kind of draft, or teams are more leaning towards tank junglers back already, as you
Yeah,
can see from
the
the side of
utility
Bleed.
jungle.
Correct. So this Fedrin pick, serves as a double purpose. It can go into the jungle. It can
EXP.
also go into the EXP.
Yeah.
From what I know, alright, Sagnitu is he loves his Fedrin a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean
Alright.
he has to go for the Fredrin, right?
Correct. So I'm predicting like a jungler last pick here. So basically they're setting up in the way that this Fedrin will be able to choose his lanes and whether there is a very good last pick for them or not.
Wow.
Topping this off with Beatrix. Now, and
Your
I mean,
team
also
is
together with the Brock
online.
as well. So we know that Nick plays a lot of these roamers, right?
He
We're talking about
plays.
how he plays roamers that can catch, can initiate the team fight for them, and that's exactly what they seem to be
I
doing.
mean, it's still a good flex pick as well, right? I mean, the Grok can always go into the EXP, the Eden can go into the Roam.
Yeah, so I'm
As
calling
well.
it. It's definitely
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah,
It
Grok
has
by
to
Nick's
be.
lane, Edith on the XP lane,
Yeah.
and then this is the perfect setup that wants. Many CCs, teamfight abilities with the Beatrix as well. I think it's very good for them to actually get this Beatrix here because they have actually bent out the clock. And from what I know as well,
Wipe out
Zack
all
is
the
very
injustice in the
pro-efficient,
world.
transitioning to the goal lane. He is quite pro-efficient on most likely the clock and the Beatrix, two of the meta picks right now.
Yeah.
So having these two choices taken away from him and now even heading to the second phase of the pool, I foresee that Vanguard will be banning out more marksmen, putting that on the pressure here, even in his debut game, he wants to be able to show that he can play marksman.
Exactly.
Right?
And
But
I have to say, it's Lakshan Stain pocket pick as well.
yes, correct. But yes, correct. So this Beatrix coming in here, I would say the perfect first 3 picks for them.
Yeah.
We get to see JPL on his signature throw
Wow.
now. Yeah. So one thing to know as well, right, is that Vanguard doesn't actually have a coach, right?
Yeah,
Here
no
on the
coach.
screen we
It's
see
Nick. It's Nick just
Nick
yelling
is
into the
dictating
mic.
everything, right? Okay, he's a new player, a guy who's played MPL 3 seasons ago, right? This is season 6 now, and to see him finally step up, this shows our
Growth.
next generation, our
Yeah.
next talent of players, stepping up and doing what is needed. And I have high hopes for them this game.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I mean, you don't mention, right, that we talked about Nick was kind of young as disciple here, so you can
Yeah.
expect that he has inherited some of, your ideas.
It's the proud daddy smile right
Exactly.
here. He has the
Going
proud
into the
daddy
drafts.
smile on, guys. But the bans, they ban out the Mades as well as the Paquito, right? So this Paquito is really strong in the EXP. How does the Paquito fare in the jungle, though?
Right, so now I think Paquito is mostly played in the XP. I think
Yeah.
they kind of are just taking out options here.
Yeah.
I disagree with these choices. I
Yeah.
think you should go out for more bans for deck so that you have an easier win condition.
Yeah.
Personally, I would maybe take out heroes like the carry because carry and Cho goes very well.
Oh,
And
yeah.
carry takes Purify as well, right?
Oh.
So
The
this actually
southern
gives them
seas are
that single
my
target pickoff
domain.
and easier for Vanguard to
Your
actually
team
execute their
swords
composition.
run deep.
Yeah,
Right,
like the
but
Link too. There
yeah,
you go.
so my problem with this is that they decided to go the other way here and decided to take out more junglers, even though the Fedrin can be flexed. So
that's
personally, a mistake on his part, I feel. Take out more marksmen, I do believe carry is coming out right here.
Oh yeah, I mean a carry would be good here. I mean, Vanguard don't even need to pick the carry. So Bleed can always pick the carry for the last pick, right? But I think they should pick the carry here and then leave the last pick open as well because Vanguard
the
their
Fedrin,
first pick.
correct.
Yeah, for the Fedrin as well. It's a very, very good pick coming out from Bleed. Amazing, amazing pick.
Exactly like you mentioned, right? They have the potential now still to save the jungle for the last pick, and then Vanguard wouldn't have an answer to that in time.
Let's go.
Right? So let's see, it's actually Irisdale here.
Oh, what is Youngin thinking here? What is Youngin thinking?
I think it got to go for pro efficiency here, right? This
Yeah.
basically shows me that deck is probably more pro efficient on the Iritel rather
Okay.
than the carry.
All right.
I think because of this as well, not being able to take Purify, he most likely take Sprint or the Inspire, and most likely
To
Sprint.
kite? To
Correct.
kite,
So
right?
so this actually opens up a loose condition for him because from what I know, both Ryan and Nick, they actually are very, very good
Your
in
team
their catching
is
style.
picking.
And here we actually, surprise pick Hanzo.
A
Alright.
surprise pick. I mean, Hanzo is like S tier on my list, right? I mean, my list puts Hanzo on the S.
This has to be a Hayabusa at this point.
Yeah, it has to be. Right? You have a Fasa as well as a Beatrix. The Hayabusa with the OEG Shadow Kill will rush all the way into the back lines, just constantly kiting. And we know it will be great as a Hayabusa.
So I like the angle here, first game, they kind of like testing the waters, straight away taking out surprise pick. This was
Yeah.
actually something that I thought Nick and even, to a certain extent, the whole of Bleed as well, in your first game, if you are the weaker team, right, try to surprise your opponents because
Yeah.
you can have a chance at giving them the mental advantage, all right? And then from there, game 2 might be slightly easier. This was one of the reasons why sometimes when we were 1-0 down, things did not go as well. But instead,
Alpha
players
jungle
opted for the Alpha here. So as you can see now, very clear differences in how me and Potato thinks, right? Even though we have both been coaching the same team, all right? And to see different kind of lineups coming out, we'll see whether execution-wise, will they be able to pull it off? Because right now, for the side of Vanguard, this Hanzo has a pretty good win condition to pop off, all right? I like Vanguard's draft slightly better, because of how easy it is for them to team fight, and we'll see whether Vanguard can pull this off.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like on the side of Bleed they have as many opportunities to do that, right? You mentioned about the single target pickoffs, especially with the Cho coming from JPL. But it's like different strategies here coming from Vanguard. So, Youngin prefers Vanguard. What about you?
5 seconds till the enemy
really
reaches
like
the battlefield.
lineup
Smash
because
them.
you have the Alpha and the Frederick. That's just sustainability on sustainability. That's like saving the environment, right? You can
Welcome
out-sustain
to
the
Mobile
fight. But don't
Legends.
forget, Nick is on his comfort hero, the Grok. And so is JPL on the Cho. So, I mean, it's a battle of roamers here, right? It has to be.
Exactly the rivalry that we talked about, right? So let's see how this pans out. We are already into game number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've just joined us, again, this is Vanguard against Bleed. The first game, we're going to see whether Vanguard can actually come back against them with this surprise Hanzo pick.
Yeah, so in the first 2 minutes, right, I think we should be putting our eyes on this anticipated roam matchup, right? Nick Stain and of course JPL duking it out, right? Because from what I know, right, JPL has always been the one better at holding bushes compared to Nick. Nick probably has to walk into the bushes a lot and take a bit of poke damage here and there, just to contest. And unfortunately for them, they, playing a Hanzo like this, they cannot afford to, give up an early lead, because this will result in your buffs being invaded later on if you lose the first total fight.
Wow, I mean, the Hanzo has a really great clear, right? Like, if you're doing well in the early game, you can snowball with Hanzo, very good. But if you start falling off, if this Hanzo starts falling off, your whole team will fall off as well, right? It's a whole liability, but oh, there we go. The ultimate comes in, Dak takes a lot of damage, jumps right in, and take a look at slowly JPL coming to the rescue, and they get out just fine. And JPL doing a really, really good job.
Yeah, decent poke coming through, right? Now he just needs to go back to his jungle, because of the Hanzo's advantage, right? He's able to get both of his buff faster than the Fedrin. So because of that, faster than the Alpha, sorry. And because of that, he'll be able to reach the total slightly earlier. JPL here, harassing and keeping vision on the Hanzo is very, very important here, and gives them that slight advantage to contest the total as well.
It looks like they do want to contest the turtle, right? FMM already picking up the wild charge here, and they are actually taking control of this river beat, zoning them out.
Yeah, I mean, zoning them out pretty hard, and Ryan right here just trying to give a little bit of vision, and I don't think they're trying to go for a contest, but a little bit too
charge
late.
comes in, the throwback by Super Ryan here, feathered airstrike as well. First blood
Sagino?
goes down onto FMM. They continue to fight. Super Ryan one hit. JPL will take credit for that. Sagino flickers away to safety, and it looks like an even trade across that.
Yeah, but honestly, I think Vanguard kind of benefited from that because FMM goes down as a Valentina. Super Ryan, his lane is holding up well, but as at the same time, Cho is doing amazing as the Fasa as well. I mean, because of that Valentina's death, because of FMM death, he has to go back, and that gives a little bit of advantage towards Chud.
Yeah, so I think if Blade has been watching the MPL qualifiers, right, they will have realized that, for the side of Vanguard, Chud actually does very well when he's in a snowballing momentum, to have such a decent start, and taking the Purify. This also means that, later on, JPL won't be able to get the way of the dragon so easily. And because of that, he's going to start this kind of snowball momentum. And when later on, down to the late game, he could chunk out the Iritel. One ultimate blast, that one airstrike, right, is enough to actually get the Iritel to half HP and just take him out of the fight like this.
I mean, it kind of forces the Iritel to go into a Athena's shield as well, right? In order to out-sustain the fight, because we know an Iritel does not build lifesteal at all. She would want to go into the crit build and kite out as much as he can. But look at that. Dak goes for the Purify instead of the sprint.
Yep.
Oh, that's a that's very, very different, right? Usually we see Irithel on the sprint, to kite, to gain that, take advantage of your passive as well.
And that's what we were hoping to see, right? I think at the beginning of the game, we said, okay, Irithel sprint. She's going to use that to kite, especially with the Fasa.
That's
So
right.
you want to kite around this ultimate and be able to avoid that damage. But it's not what we're seeing. So is there a
No.
different game plan here?
I mean, she went for the Purify instead of the sprint. I mean, what are the reasons behind this, Youngin?
Yeah, so to me, right, this Irithel just wants to take a lot of objectives.
Yeah.
His role in the game is just to take objectives for now. I think, first game out, maybe not so confident yet. Here, as we see a fight
MPL?
breaking out.
Slowly.
KPL through that heavy kick. Oh, retreat, and does still get the turtle, but here we go. The ultimate is Nick Stain already down. KelVJ next to go. It's 1-1 at this point, but Super Ryan, the onward goes on to Sagitnu. They will retreat.
Well, I mean, KelVJ for Nick Stain, right? Although you may lost the second turtle, you did take down KelVJ, so that kind of brings your lead back up a bit. Oh, the Renner's Apathy going a little bit wide. Lakshan Stain gets out in the nick of time. JPL? JPL?
Is he gonna do
Oh,
it? The rest
no.
of the team rotate in the
Oh,
same.
no!
It's down by Nick
Hero
Stain.
has been
Nice
slain.
one, and Shoot gets the credit.
The wild charge plus flicker combo on the Grok.
Yeah, here you also see Fasa actually getting into position, right?
Oh,
So
oh.
if with the Beatrix coming back, if they're able to get this pick off here, this actually means a tower push for them as well.
Yeah, it has to be. And FMM escaping by the hair on his teeth. Just barely surviving. But I mean, Chut, he's doing very well on the mid lane. That's why he went over to the goal lane. Lakshan Stain nearly died there. JPL overstepped a little bit, goes onto the sniper. Renner's Apathy catches out onto deck.
Yeah, doing some damage there, but it's not an ending shot or anything, right?
Yeah.
Just looking to poke a little bit. And right now, we're looking at the early game items that they have.
Yep, and I mean, going for the Molten Essence as well as the Dom Ice already. Sagitnu almost there for a full bar. Oh, Meta Airstrike comes down, trying to zone back deck and JPL. They're trying to take the turret though, but Lakshan Stain is not going to do anything. Choots gets the knockup.
Yep, Nibiru's Passion onto deck to make sure he doesn't come forward. JPL's in trouble, retreats, but Lakshan Stain the knockup. Meta Airstrike comes in, one more shot will do the trick, and Lakshan goes down.
Oh no, that's not what you want to do. Vanguard, a little bit out of position, forces out the flicker of Lakshan Stain as well, but still goes down.
Oh, it looks like he still want to fight. Okay, not
Nah,
just
Sagitnu's
yet. Yeah,
like,
the Guardian
yeah,
Spirit
just
just to
nothing.
stop him. The patience on JPL earlier on to just
Yeah.
wait out the ultimates, right? They wasted 2 ultimates there before he finally engaged. And right now, Bleed taking their advantage at the turtle pit.
Yeah, going for the third turtle here, but even with this lead, actually if you take a look at the goal lead here, it's actually not that much, right?
Yeah.
Both teams are just neck to neck with one another. I think the saving grace for Vanguard
Red
here is
team has
definitely that
slain the turtle.
Hanzo is still having like a decent game, constantly taking his buffs. He's not getting invaded yet, so that
Yeah.
always, it's a sign of a chance for them to actually play back into the game. As long as this Hanzo continues to level up, where his level is actually, he's going to hit level
Pretty
12
high,
soon.
yeah.
Yeah, compared to Kel here, he's actually only level 10 despite taking 3 turtles.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to grant you that EXP, that gold, but it's not enough. I mean, he's still 2 levels away.
And it's only going to get worse, right? Because when Hanzo starts to snowball.
Oh my, it will snowball.
Exactly, and I think then even deck, especially with no sprint this time, it's going to be harder for him to kite away.
I mean, he just, maybe the thought that went behind that, he's like, you know what, I'm not going to kite. I'm just going to deny any damage, take a step back, use my range to my full utility, and then go join the fight.
Yeah, so the damage chart showing, FMM, constantly being in the fight. And here in the top lane, we actually can see them starting to pressure the goal lane because one of their win conditions here, right, is to make sure that the Beatrix does not have a good game so that they can handle on the Hanzo later. You cannot have like a
Oh, the
dual
wild
win.
charge?
Oh,
The wild
flicker
charge?
in, wild charge, Lakshan Stain just disappears completely.
Oh,
KelVJ
disappear?
goes to the back line. Oh my goodness, already down slowly, down on health here, but he will be able to survive this one. He goes in the back line, Bleed stomping all over Vanguard in this top lane.
The 4 members take down there. I have to give it to KelVJ.
turret has
Spear
been
of
destroyed.
Alpha taking 3 members of Vanguard. And just right under the turret's nose as well. easily storms them, even taking turret aggro, and just like that, they take the tier 2 top turret.
Blue team
Two
turret
towers
has
here,
been
this actually,
destroyed.
just what I was saying, right? You need to be able to pressure the Beatrix, to make sure that the Beatrix has a difficult time farming. As now we can see, he's slowly, his game is slowly going slower. But then for the side of deck, right, perfect timing for him, right? Because first lot is spawning, he's pushing out the waves easily. He doesn't feel as much pressure, as what he had felt 2 minutes ago.
Exactly, and you see, look, he doesn't even need the sprint. He just needs a Purify, that's all. But next day, it's a little bit of too much damage, but Sky Guardian Helmet secured for Sagitnu, as well as the Brute Force Breastplate for KelVJ.
Yep,
Clearly,
so here,
Bleed has this advantage right now, right? I mean, they've already taken the Lord as well, and like you said, they've shut down the Beatrix. He's like a full level behind deck at this moment. So what are we looking at for Vanguard to start doing?
yeah, so I think right here, because with the first lot coming in, this is actually in Hanzo's advantage because, he can just hide in base. There is definitely no lose conditions for him at this point, right? And, hopefully they're able to catch either the Valentina or the Iridial here, to give them that possible comeback.
Yep, as well. And take a look at his Bleed. Oh, the Conceal comes out. Take a look at JPL, just establishing his dominance.
Taking so much space
right
and vision.
So much space created, so much map control here coming out from JPL. All he had to do is just use the Conceal and walk right in. And just like that, he covers. Entire team just like, oh no, JPL's coming. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, and you can see they were trying to cover so much for Lakshan's Dane as well. He went all the way back into the safety of the turret. Because of that Bleed, they have this opportunity to, just pressure so much onto Vanguard, and they're turtling up. That being said, Bleed looks like they might be setting up for something.
They might be setting up, and take a look at Nick. 50% HP down, forced to go back, and right now, I don't think he can stay in the fight. I mean, look at Bleed. One catch and it's all over. And whoa, was that Spear of the Alpha? The ultimate from KelVJ was used. I think it was a misclick.
Yeah, so I think they are trying to find a bit of momentum here because JPL has both the Way of the Dragon and his Flicker. So he's trying to make something happen here so that they can start taking down the mid lane, tier 1 and tier 2, which actually opens up the game for them to take on the second lot later on.
Exactly, and JPL is just like that friend you do not want, but all the two-man's on.
Oh yeah, already Vanguard backing out, but they can't go anywhere. And the full-on onslaught by Bleed here. Super Ryan goes in, but he's just gonna lose his life here. Slowly, as well as Nick's lane already down. Bleed gotten what they wanted and sieging the mid turret.
Yeah, all they wanted to do was just siege the turret, and that's all they had to do. Lakshan Sane pops the Nibiru's Passion, but down goes slowly, and down goes Nick's Stain. Oh, that was insane from Bleed, and they all escaped by a hair on their HP, right? And take a look at that. On the Alpha, on KelVJ, you have the Hunter Strike, the War Axe, the Brute Force Breastplate, and going into an Immortality for the next item.
Yep, so here for the side of Vanguard, right, okay, I would say that their items, not doing too bad. Right? The Hanzo's scaling, the Betrayed is scaling. What they actually need now is that team fight. And unfortunately here, again, use the Conceal, use the Wild Charge, and then even with all of this, it is not enough to do anything. And because of that, most likely we can really see Bleed setting out for the lot perfectly already. They're going to take a free lot here. And what happens next is, how is Vanguard going to defend this? Because we have already seen the power of the 5-man coming from Bleed, right? Immense team fight damage.
Yep, and take a look at Nick here, trying to gain some coverage. And look at JPL. JPL, Way of the Dragon, onto Nick Stain though, but not going to do much. He's just creating space. Look at Sagitnu as well. FMM, they're just creating space slowly. There's no way he can cover up this gap to take or even try to contest the Lord.
They had both of these entry points into the Lord covered. One by JPL and one by Sagitnu. There's just no way that Vanguard could even get close to the Lord.
That's right, and there's so much space created, so much map control. JPL is just asserting his dominance all over the map. He's just walking right in. He's the friend that you do not want to invite to your house. He just self-invites himself right into your doorstep and just walks right in.
Yeah, so I also like how Bleed has adapted to this Hanzo pick here because you see them actually fine-manning a lot and to make sure that both their mage and the Iridial is not taking any damage. And with the Valentina having the Divine Glyph being purchased here, it is much easier for him to defend for himself against the Hanzo, and now group up, move with the Lord. It is a potential end here for the side of Bleed.
I mean, Yeah, with this lot especially coming down the top side, right? That surprise pick from Vanguard isn't then quite working out now because there's no way that they can reach into the back lines as they would have wanted to.
Exactly, and I have to say, it's either Super Ryan or Nick Stain. They have to make the play here. Take a look at
JPL.
JPL.
Oh, the three-man knockout here, already engaging, and now the blade in with such a Biru. It's going to cost Sagino his life here. And Vanguard, they managed to send them off, but is it going to be enough? The Lord coming down, they have to defend from this, and
JPL
at the
still
moment,
staying.
they live to see another day.
JPL still wants to stay. He's like, I got no healing factor. I don't have anything. I just have a knockup and a shield. And he makes it look so He makes it look so easy. To bleed, this is another day in the office, right? 10-4 with a big lead. 6.7k right now. Vanguard, on the other hand, Nick Stain as well as Super Ryan, they have to make something happen, right? Slowly snowballing up. He's doing very good right now, but Chud as well as Lakshan Stain, they just have to pop the knee burst passion as well as the Renaissance Apathy on the right time, as well as the feather airstrike and the wild charge.
Yeah, so I think the biggest gripe for me this game, right, is actually we don't see Ryan on the ED popping up so much here.
Oh, the knockup here. JPL, actually no, they even use the feathered airstrike and the Bandit's race just to clear the camps here, but it's so obnoxious.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a series of misengages here and there. You know, every single time that Nyx tries to go in, you know, something is being stopped there and then, right? And because of this, you know, you actually need the EDIF to provide that flicker follow-up so that they can actually go in for an all-in team fight. But because, you know, Bleed is doing so well, right? They are constantly coming from each other. They are 5-manning up. Hanzo doesn't have a game. EDIF doesn't have a game. And these two factors here are the biggest gripe to why this Hanzo composition is not working out for the side of Vanguard.
And even Lakshan Stain as well, right? They shut him down so much that he's a little bit behind. I mean, he's getting his items now.
Look at Sagino, he's so bored. He's like, oh man, what's this? He has one hand on his face and one hand on the phone.
Oh, JPL providing the vision
Oh,
here. He
JPL?
knows that fast house inside.
Yeah, the kick onto him, way of the Dragon Lance.
Oh,
Shoot!
shoot!
Explodes right at the blink of an eye. And now Vanguard, they are one man down. Bleed has free reign over this Lord here. This is super critical now.
This is where new experience beats out new talent, because you can see the experience from JPL there, you know, taking the right bush, you know, getting vision of the Fasa, and because of that, them getting it picked off and another lot for them.
A solo kill coming out from FMM onto Chud.
Hanzo?
Yeah, FMM solo kills out Chud and just easily eliminating him. Oh, slowly, sorry. FMM takes out slowly in a 1v1 fight. And just as easily, and look at that, the conceal. JPL kind of misses over the wall. He tried to go for Lakshan Stain, he gets the
all
knockup.
the way back. Yeah, knockup, but it's not going to be enough. They're just going to go for the base turret here. So Bleed, always so much space created while the backline just sieges down. The throwback by Super Ryan here on the Sagino. But FMM goes all the way in. Shoot again goes down immediately, and looks like they want to go for the end here with the truncheon used by Kel VJ to stall them out. They don't have the creeps to be able to siege this down.
No creeps at all, and Deck even securing an immortality right now. Take a look at that. Deck immortality, Sagino immortality, as well as JPL. Immortalities all over the place. I mean, apart from J, but look at this. We go for the GG push.
No way, the Lord's coming down already. Slowly is down. JPL is low on health, but still has the immortality. Sagino goes in as well. Here comes the Nibiru by Lakshan Stain, trying his best to fend them off, but it's not going to be enough, as Bleed is just hits away from ending this game, and will do so.
Wow, I mean, they were playing by the skin of their teeth, right? Bleed knows their limit. They push their limit to the maximum, and they just get away with 1 bar, 1 dot of HP, 1 little pixel of HP, and they're like, oh no, it's normal, I still got so much health.
Yeah,
right?
so credit to FMM here, because he stole the wild charge. He was the one who actually initiated here rather than JPL, because JPL went in there, you know, he missed the kick there, he tried to go for the Beatrix, and you know, just because of that, Vanguard thought that they were safe for that moment, and then suddenly out of nowhere, FMM comes in with the stolen wild charge, right?
Yeah.
And then totally changes it for the team. I was having a little bit of doubts whether they can end it there, because FMM was on such a low HP.
They still ended it.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, they just still ended it, and that was such an amazing gameplay, picking up that wild charge.
Yeah, I mean, super strong showing coming from Bleed, right? And we talked about the role changes earlier on, right? Between, you know, Deck, FMM, they're all playing, well, not quite the same roles as we saw last season. So in this first game, we have seen how exactly they perform. What are your thoughts? I mean, are they living up to your expectations?
Yeah, so I think this rule change, definitely show that they have been practicing it for a while. This was not a last-minute adjustment that they needed to do because you can clearly see, mastery coming out from FMM, right? For the start of that, I'm still a little bit in doubt here, because he didn't really have a good game. He still had to take the Purify, right?
Yeah,
so,
he still had to take the
so to
Purify.
me, the confidence not really there yet. Coming up against teams like potentially RSG and Flash, it could be there could be a weakness that could be exposed here, right? And here. Take a look at the post-game stats here. For the side of Vanguard, right? What I liked about their lineup is, they were willing to try out this Hanzo composition, trying to catch Blade off guard, right? And then for the better part of the game, he was actually skilling pretty well, as we can see here, end game, he actually have his full
build.
items.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. And even on the side of Lakshan Stain here, he at the end, he still managed to build up his items, but unfortunately for the team fights, it was clearly an outclass of pure mechanics here.
It was I would say Lakshan Stain did had a little bit of a tough laning phase. He did kind of win deck, but then Bleed just controls the fight all over the place. And then Vanguard just couldn't catch up to Bleed, kept walking into Bleed, and then JPL just kept making the plays happen over and over again constantly. And just like that, Bleed can take the game away. And let's take a look at the emblem that is right now. I mean, even went for the Rupture and the Master Assassin. I mean, speaking about slowly, he went for the Assassin emblem, the Rupture, as well as the Master Assassin and the Quantum Charge.
Yep, so for the side of Vanguard here, right, you gotta look back, and think about what happened at top lane there, because that was the start of their downfall, right?
Yeah.
They didn't take a good fight, they were separated throughout the tier 1 and the tier 2, and because of that, the fight, Bleed just came in with their AoE spells, took them all out one by one, and then from there, kind of, your Beatrix didn't have a game from there, because he has to start to farm in dangerous places, and then for the side of Deck, right, he basically had free win, and then at the same time, first Lord was about to spawn, and then from there it was just Lord after Lord after Lord, and trying to end the game, and that even though Hanzo was having a decent game, but ultimately it was not enough because his items were not at a much bigger advantage than where Blade was at. And usually when you pick the Hanzo, you want to make sure that you maintain a lead over your opponent so that you can feel the damage actually coming out from the Hanzo.
Exactly, and right now, take a look on the side of Vanguard. Although the sample size is 5, look at that. Chut on 80%. Lakshan Stain, Nick Stain, slowly, and Super Ryan, a nice consistent 60%. Right? But on the side of Bleed, take a look at this. JPL 31%. Why was he 31%? Because he was busy covering the map. He was busy setting up the plays, giving the map control and giving vision for Bleed. And they used that information wisely. And we did see Nick trying to do the same thing. Nick was trying to open up the map, try and give a little bit of info towards Vanguard. But JPL was always there one step before him.
Yeah, so for JPL, right, him on the troll, right? The moment you see him having this kind of games where he can just open the map for free, once he can run into 5 people, right? This is where I know it's game over because I've been seeing this for way too long now, right? JPL in this kind of scenario, that's kind of like no way to lose.
Yeah, there's no way to lose. And KelVJ on the 44%, Circuit Nu and FMM on 69%, and Deck on the 75%. And he did have a decent goal per minute, right? 814.
I mean, with that being said, you can see, obviously, Bleed did super well, right?
Super
but
well.
who is going to be the MVP of the game?
Wow, it has to be.
Well deserved.
The stolen wild charge at the end, the constant catch. The only thing he can take, wild charge over wild charge, yet again, over and over again. And that's all he needs to do, especially with the flicker as well. Constant catch. So you don't have to depend on JPL all the time. And that keeps Vanguard on edge. Wait, is FMM going to jump in with my wild charge, or is JPL going to jump in with Jikundo? Who knows what's going to happen? It keeps Vanguard on their toes, and it gives Bleed the element of surprise. Bleed can like, oh, JPL you catch. Oh, no, you know what? FMM you catch. you know, it could be either ways.
Yeah, so I think definitely you got to put some respect on this Valentina now, or even to a certain extent, put that respect on FMM's mage. You know, this was a role that he only transitioned to a month ago.
Wow.
This was actually something that I tinkered with back in the days, right? When I actually thought, you know, Sela maybe had to go to NS, right? And then I had to think, oh, how do I actually evolve this lineup? And one of the things that why FMM is in this mage role is also because he has very good game sense and his comms is actually very good. So putting him in the mid lane gives him that kind of different synergy with JPL a little bit, in the sense that now both of them can rub off on good communication, you know, matching the rotations. And because of this, you can see it in the early game, they actually did very, very well in noting where the Grok is at all the time, you know, and because of that, Edith also couldn't really get a play on this game.
Yeah, we're gonna see exactly how all of that went down. Here is the highlights video showing all of these fights.
Exactly. Take a look at the AoE here. The Priestess Rare comes down, the big AoE. Super Ryan tries to catch on onto Sagitnu, no problem. But okay, this is where it all ends. Look, FMM, wild charge yet again. Takes out Lakshanstein, and that's all they need. 3-man Spear of Alpha. KelVJ takes them down, and JPL deck and KelVJ gets away. Sagitnu went for the follow-up yet again. Takes down
he even
Chu.
rotated faster. You can see Edith there actually not rotating in time.
No, not even in time, and JPL with a 3-man knockup. Still holding on to Way of the Dragon as well. Libra's Passion comes down. Way of the Dragon finally comes down onto Nick, and JPL still escaping yet again. And the Super Ryan goes down. And hope for the second charge again. I do not know why the last fight wasn't captured, right? That was amazing wild charge from FMM. Just ram-balling into everyone, and just a big knockup.
Because we already knew it.
Yeah.
We already knew it, so you don't have
It's
to
game
see
over.
it again.
Like, I don't see game over.
Yeah, but I mean, props to how they also played out all the team fights, right? You can see they were super targeted. Even like JPL went in the front, and KelVJ with that 3-man Spear of Alpha all the way at the back.
It's Mamma Mia pasta. It's amazing. But you know, I'm not a big fan of pasta or spaghetti or even rice. You know, although I'm Asian, yes, I love rice as much as I do. But
what are you a big fan of?
I'm a big fan of McDonald's. I eat it for breakfast, I eat it for lunch, I eat it for dinner.
I drink it for breakfast, lunch,
I
and
drink it
dinner.
for breakfast. Every single thing is all about McDonald's. And you know what? I love their chicken McCrispy, especially the spicy one. I mean, May can't take the spicy one. I mean, Youngie, can you take the spicy one?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, the McCrispy is one of my favorites.
Ah, you see? Take a look at that. We have a stand for the chicken McCrispy as well. And the road to glory has never been tastier with McDonald's. Catch all of the MPLSG Season 6 action and complete the experience with a crispier crunch of the new and improved Chicken McCrispy with McDelivery. And that's not all. You know, you have in-game diamonds that are up for grabs, and you know, go on. Take your hunger away. You know, watching the games may be tiring to you. Terms and conditions apply. Feel your glory, feel the crunch.
I almost thought you were gonna do like an ASMR thing over there, you know, with the crispy. There we go. That's what happens when you eat McCrispy.
Yeah, the crunch is good, it's tender and juicy. That's not the only juicy thing. What is the juicy thing right now is Vanguard against Bleed. What could Vanguard do better now, Youngin?
Yeah, so I think for the side of Vanguard, you know, you showed your surprise strat, right? You already showed that you
Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, you are playing things like the Hanzo, you know, I don't know if they have more tricks up their sleeves, you know, but, you know, it could be also good for them to actually go back to the basics, right? Because this is a thing that I actually know that is also training kind of like a full-time basis, you know. Definitely, you know, they know how to play, you know, in the normal way, right? Not having to rely on certain strats like the Hanzo, you know, maybe this is just time for them to go back to the basics, you know, because even though you show your strat one time, right, it doesn't work, but it's okay. You have about more than a month to refine it, you know, maybe for playoffs down in the future.
Yeah,
right?
and you mentioned, right, that this is the very first game. It could just be that platform where they want to test out these strategies first.
Yeah, like Youngin said, test water. And then you're testing the water. It's like, you know, when you don't know whether the pool is cold, you dip your toe in it. Like, oh, is it cold? Oh, it's all right. Right? So now is the season. Now is the time to test out their strats. Maybe the Hanzo pick is not their surprise pick. Maybe they're like, you know what? Let's just try for fun. You know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll go to plan B, which is the solid, good old playing style, good old draft, like what Youngin said. The usual stuff, the usual suspect. I mean, you can go for the Lance, the Maris, the Fredrin, as well as the Ling or the Hayabusa, or even back to the Baxia yet again.
Yeah, so I think they definitely proved their point here, right? They picked out the Hanzo,
Yeah.
and for the fact that the Hanzo didn't get invaded, they didn't have like a complete disaster of a game.
Exactly.
That's good enough for me because you've shown that you can play this strat, and just let other people know, right? And because of that, down in the playoffs, people are going to think about, oh, suddenly I have a Hanzo pick that might come out, and there's so many other heroes that slowly plays very well.
That's true.
Correct.
He plays
So-
a mean Ling as well.
Correct. So which he showed in the MPL qualifiers.
Yes.
Exactly.
Correct.
We did saw a recap video, right? That's what I mean. That's how I know he picked the
The
Ling.
assassin kind of heroes,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Karina, Ling. We're gonna see if they go into that. Right now, they have a second opportunity. We're heading into the draft phase for game number 2. And again, if you've just joined us, this is Bleed up against Vanguard, with Bleed having one game in the pocket.
Wow, yet again, still banning away the Fanny. They do not want to deal with this Fanny at all.
Yeah, so this kind of expected, something
Time
I
to
said
drop
for
the
game 1,
beautiful
right?
flash.
By banning the Fanny, especially being your first ban, straight away you're telling teams that, I have not been training with Fanny this game,
Among the
or
planes
this could be
exists
something that they want to go off
equilibrium,
later on.
which
You'll never know.
I
Maybe
was
they will
made
do like
for.
a surprise switch. Maybe
Oh.
that goes back on the Fanny
Oh.
sometime later. Could be something down their sleeves. It
then
will be
KLVJ
something
go
that
into the goal
I
lane?
might try to do.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So definitely we do not know, but so far sim bans coming out for the side of Bleed, the Fanny and the Eve. So we're gonna see, changing over to first pick, what is a strat that they can go for, because when you're first pick, you want to go for more generalized strat. You don't really want to be, let's say, counter picking your opponent too much. You should have like a game plan in mind. Alright,
Exactly.
because you have to pick 2 heroes at a time, and
Yeah.
that's kind of hard to
Thorns remain.
Your
shoot for the
team
counter pick
is
all the
banning.
time.
Exactly.
Right? And then
It's like a
because
counter pick, ban pick, blind pick, counter pick, and one counter pick, one blind pick, right? That's usually the case.
correct. So right now I don't see Kalita being banned out. I think it is one of the premier picks now that
It has
teams
to
are
be, it has
going
to
for,
be.
right? And for the side of Vanguard, they have actually opted to go back for the Lancelot ban again, right?
Yeah.
And this time around, taking out the Joy, which was something that Bleed actually did when they were second pick.
I mean, banning, and the Kadita is still open, so Bleak can leave it open for themselves, right? I mean, can FMM play the Kadita? I feel it would
See
be
value
amazing.
in me?
Your
Right?
team
Take
is
a look at that.
banning.
You
Banning
should.
away the Fredrin as well. And right now, slowly, he's not going to be able to use any of that, right? You can't use the Fredrin, you can't use the Fanny, and it kind of pushes slowly into a corner, and he has to go for something different.
Right, so now why we can see Nick actually taking his time to ban out here, right, is actually because he realized he has to pick his poison, right?
Yeah,
Claude
he
is
has to.
unbanned, Kaja is unbanned.
Yeah.
Right, so these are definitely 2 of the picks that I think Bleed will go for in the first pick. So that, these are heroes that they're comfortable with. Betrayed is still open, so I expect both marksmen to be open and the Kaja being banned here. Don't give the advantage to JPL, especially, after this game that he just had, being on the throw, this single target pick off that straight away make a fight become very
punch
for.
for a punch.
Instead,
team
they
is
actually
picking.
go for
Wow.
the Paquito ban. This was something that, wasn't picked in the first phase at all.
No.
Right, so this is
I didn't
banned.
cure the
correct.
pain.
So this actually
Your
only
team
tells me
is
that this
picking.
basically they let the opponent pick one and then they take 2 OP picks in return. So
Exactly.
Claw is open, Beatrix is open, Kaja
Kadita.
is open.
Yeah, as well
Yeah,
as
and
Kadita
as well the Kalita.
Yeah.
Right. But of course, for the side of Bleed, they have opted with the Valentina first pick. I mean, no doubt, right? Because
No
FMM performed super well on this Valentina.
I
right?
am the
would wanna pick it
priestess
up.
of
Correct.
primal
And for them to
lightning,
prioritize
the
this pick
hunter
straight
of
away,
all the
Yeah.
evil
this is
gods.
something that they are
Come on,
trying to tell
Dexter.
teams, right?
It's our
They're trying to make a
showtime.
story here,
Is
right?
picking.
You give
Valentina
me
is
Valentina, it's open, I'll take it, no questions asked.
Exactly. And right now, like you said, the Claude is open, but they still opt to go for the Edith again. So right now, Kaja is still very much open.
Yeah, so Kaja's open, Beatrix open, premium combo, right? That
It's a
that
premium
can,
combo.
Yeah, that Bleed can take up. But if they choose to go for this route, this straight away opens an assassin pick for
yeah.
the side of Vanguard, because you pick your mage, you pick your marksman, straight away the third pick advantage comes in when you're second pick here, where they
Assassin.
can actually, pick an assassin and then they can ban out the counters, take out the Kufra, things like that. And then because of that, they are going to have the advantage in the draft. So even though last game, I sided with Vanguard a little bit,
Yeah.
but ultimately, it comes
We
down to
can
the
win the
execution
race
of how
against
they do
time.
it, and the experience actually shows here.
They're letting the
Why
Beatrix
no
through. I mean,
online?
sorry. They let the Claude through, and they're like, you know what? I can deal with this. I can pick up the Bruno, but this time they're gonna go with the Grog, and they're telling Nick, what else can you play? Show me, right? They're like, you want to take the Kaja? Sure, take the Kaja. I'll take your Grog.
Yeah, so definitely I think if you're the side of Vanguard here, you know, doors wide open, right? Bruno, Valentina being picked here. You're slowly such a good assassin player, you know, go for the assassin pick here, you know, set the stage up for both of your marksman and your assassin player as well. And here we actually see Nick, you know, thinking about it a little bit while, you know, taking his time to pick out the heroes so that he has more time to think about, you know, potentially what to ban in the second phase as well.
Exactly.
You mentioned earlier that this is the time that they
The
wanted to do
southern
the jungle
seas are
pick,
my
but no,
domain.
instead they're gonna opt for the Kadita.
Wow.
Yeah, so very different thinking, right? Okay.
Very.
Yeah, so this shows that, you know, maybe I've been out of the game for too long, right? Yeah, making wrong predictions here and there, you know, for the roles, right? Or this could be something that, you know, as a player thinks, because you're so pressured as a player, right? You're 1-0 down, you know, maybe for the side of Nick, he could not be thinking straight, you know, I'm not sure, right?
He might go for the Kadita.
I'm the power of light incarnate.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
opens
it's a very
up
good
to-
flex.
But if I'm not wrong,
Best
I
is
don't
mid.
think.
Yeah.
I don't think Nick Stain likes heroes like Kadita. He's more like a, you know, casual style. He likes
can
his
catch
Kufra.
and heal.
Yeah, he likes his Kufra. He likes his Minotaur. You know, and
yeah.
to ban out the Kaja like this, you know, I'm a bit surprised because he actually has the choice too. And for the side of Blade, they could actually opted to ban out.
There we go.
Your team
Yeah,
is
so
banning.
for the side of Blade, you know, perfect read here because they are
Perfect
going to
read.
start banning out all the assassins, you know, putting a lot of pressure for slowly speak here.
I mean, banning out the Fredrin, the Hayabusa, and the Fanny.
Yeah, so Lance is out as well. So,
Yeah,
so they
and
actually
Lance.
banned out potentially their own Lance. So I actually don't like this Lance. You know, both games they actually banned out the Lance, and you know when they go back to the drawing board, you know, they will realize this might not be something that they have done.
Wow.
And, yeah, very surprising here to me is that even though with the Grog in the picture, you know, a Grog that can be flexed, they actually opted to go for 2 single target roam bans here, right? Even though, you know, if I see this happen straight away, I put the Grog to the roam, and then, you know, I have still a multitude of choices.
Exactly for your EXP.
Your team
Oh, the
is
Hellcat
picking.
ban as well. Wow. I mean, he has to go for the Martis, right?
Yeah, Martis, Link still open.
Yeah, Link
so
is still
don't count out the
open.
Link. Right, maybe he wants to wait for it. Last pick. All right. I don't think they will go for the Hanzo again. You know, especially
No.
after they failed it one time.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't really fail, but it just didn't work. And
Your
here we go.
team is
Like you said, the
picking.
Kufra is
The
going to
classic
get picked up.
Kufra, right?
The
This
classic
is
Kufra.
by far Nick's best hero, I would say. You know, you put
Not
it on the
the
Kufra.
Grog?
Both. Right. So it's
Oh.
about Kufra and Grog is both of his specialty heroes. Right. Even back then in season 3, you know, he basically told me, "Give me the Kufra." I give him the Kufra. We lost 2-0.
Oh no, the Kufra cost the 2-0. Okay, maybe this time, redemption arc again. Redemption arc again. We're milking this story. Let's redeem him, right?
Yeah.
Can Nick redeem himself with the Kufra this time on top of a Kadita and a Edith?
Yeah, so what I like about the Kufra pick here is actually that Valentina is not able to get not as a good steal, right? Because last game he actually sold the wild charge and had
Your
very
team
good
is
impact.
picking.
But this time around,
And not a
right,
single
with the
worthy
Kufra's
foe.
ultimate, even if he steals it, you know, he might not be able to have such a big impact. This comes down to a very high mechanical skill ceiling that I hope that FMM will be able to pull off.
Yeah, I mean, FMM should be able to pull off, right? I mean, Tyrant's Rage with the Flicker as well. Flicker back into the wall. And look at them. Vanguard just chuckling. They're like, who should we play for jungle? Ling? And then they start chuckling to themselves. It might be the Ling, it might be the Alpha, right? But they have to play on the tankier side a little bit, right? You have a Kadita
You
and
have to put it on a win condition at this
Yeah,
point.
they have to put it on
I
a win
feel.
con.
Yeah,
Bumblebee
because
reporting
Stoli
for
has
duty.
time and time again proved that he can actually play very, very well on win conditions. Opting for the Xbox here, who I can see the vision here.
Yeah.
All right. You know, but then here comes the problem.
Oh,
right.
what is the problem?
If later on Blade decides to 5-man up again, like they did in game 1, because they have shown this style of, you know, playing 5-man together where they kite for each other. And Bruno is a hero that actually does very well when his team kites for him, where he is always in range to kick at the opponent.
Exactly.
But you know, the opponent cannot do anything back to him. And not having this assassin here is basically you are putting pressure on your mage here. You know, I think Truth now has his game planned out for him, right?
Yeah.
Game is on him. Whether he gets the pickers or not will dictate whether how good of a game that Vanguard can do there.
I honestly side more towards Alchemy's lineup. Oh, sorry, Bleed. Because of the Grog, you have the Valentina.
Way easier to execute.
Yeah, it's
5
so much
seconds
easier to
till the
execute,
enemy
right? But
reaches
whereas
the-
for Vanguard, it has to be multitude of layers. I mean, Scrubby, what do you think of this lineup?
Well, I mean, it remains to be seen, right? Earlier on, Vanguard had a great lineup as well, but somehow the execution, it just fell a little bit off. So this time, can they do this? It's going to be game number 2 between Vanguard and Bleed. Now, you said you prefer Bleed's draft over here. I mean, they do have that entire wombo combo working for them as well, right?
Final sweep, you have the wild charge. I mean, you can use the IMU to use the Tyrant's Rage. That can just start shredding them. KVJ go right into the thick of it and feel for the team. And just like what Youngin said, that can just continuously kite, and Bruno thrives in a 5-man fight.
Yeah, so one thing to note here as well is that this is the second team today they actually see Xbox jungle.
Yeah.
Right? So usually, you usually see it being picked up in the EXP lane, just for, potentially more, the items would come slightly slower a little bit, and putting this jungle here, with the red buff and potentially the blue buff, this kind of like gives him that ability to stand his ground, at the total, you're baiting your opponent in, and then you want your Kalita to actually, get the conceal, roam around to the back, and your Kufa being able to jump on the Xbox. And, once they're able to wombo combo, Edith, Kufa, all of them jump onto the back line, onto the Bruno together, and then, get a team fight from there, because that is how your win condition pans out for you. And, to me, it is a little bit tough, because there are a multitude of factors here. And, putting Ryan again on the Edith, I'm not sure, because from the last game,
he didn't
has,
pop off.
Correct, right? No big flicker catches, and because of that, I do think that, he has to show up here as well for the side of Vanguard to actually stand a chance against this big lineup.
Exactly, and right now, Vanguard is going to be slowly taking the turtle away with that true damage. Mind you guys, true damage here in the jungle on the Xbox, and he's just going to be slowly taking the turtle away. It's not that fast, but KVJ, some nice damage.
This here and actually ruling them out. The stun
Sagino?
onto Ryan, the knockup comes through as well. He's in trouble. Flickers out, manages to get away so far. Last insanity already used there by slowly, and still the turn on there.
Yeah, I mean, Sagino escaping by the skin of his teeth there. Did not even use their final sweep, and take a look at that. Vanguard has used 4 ultimates just for that small little fight. 4 ultimates, and he still got away, and the first turtle will go right into Bleed's pocket.
Yeah, even with Xbox starting with the turtle pool, and Xbox is a hero that actually does well, pulling the turtle and then just seeing what happens. But because his team wasn't ready, and also due to the technical factor that alert, right, for Sang-Yitu here, right, one good point I would like to share as well was that one of the things that that was very good for Sang-Yitu was that I actually, when he tried for us, right, he actually impressed me so much on this alert that, his mastery was way above the substitute gear at this point.
Oh, wow.
Right? And to me, that was one of the factors of why we decided to take him on. And finally seeing him being able to pick this hero here, I'm excited for the viewers to see what this technical difference can look like for the side of Bleed.
Wow, I mean, that's the pocket Sagino pick there, the alert. Let's see how well he fares.
I mean,
right?
high praise, right? Coming from Youngin himself.
Wow, exactly. Slowly.
Oh, yeah, in some trouble here. The damage comes through. No more armor to protect him. KVJ secures the first blood with that last hit. And now, Lakshan State is tearing up a bit here. Yeah, probably not going to do anything. They have to back out.
Yeah, it the Blazing Duet kind of tickles on the deck there. But deck manages to get out and soak all of that with like barely like 0.1% of HP.
Yeah, so disaster here for the side of Vanguard, because you have a Bruno and 4-man down into the bottom lane. This is where Bruno shines as a hero, where he's able to push down towers, get that gold plating, get that tower, and because of that, they are going to start this small snowball lead, right? They're going to continue taking turtles, they're going to continue extending that goal little by little. They're going to group up with the Bruno, and then from there, take out objectives one by one. All the tier 1s, all the tier 2s, and then we are going to kind of like see a repeat of what last game was like, unless, for the side of Vanguard, they're able to do these fantastic team fights that lead to, I would say, the core kills, Bruno and Valentina.
Bruno and Valentina there. I mean, Deck as well as FMM, they're doing a really good job right now as the core, right? They're doing an amazing job, but under belt, first item for Sagino. Wow. He's here to fight. He wants to fight.
you can see he's already in place, right? Rotating down all 5 of them, actually now 4 at
Ryan?
the turtle. Oh, initiation here. Super Ryan has
Ooh,
let go. 2 knockout
JPL.
by JPL once again. And FMM takes down Ryan. It's complete disengage. They have to. No, they
Wow.
don't. But Shoot goes down. They still want more. They're forcing slowly out of his jungle. Nick goes in with the Tyrant's raid, but I think it's just to stop the fight, right? They don't want Bleed to take any more than they have, and they back out to get the objective.
Yeah, so free turtle here again for Bleed, right? So this is kind of like, you know, a build-up of what we saw in the first game as well.
To that Nick Stain charging right up, but he's just gonna cancel that. But because of that cooldown, JPL comes in with a wild charge, gets 3 members. Kelvin takes a little bit of damage, and take a look at Saginu. Perfect team play. This Arlet is really good. I can understand why Young say he's impressed. He is really on another level of micro.
Yeah, so one of the win conditions that I talked about, right, Truth being on that Kadita, you know, last fight, you know, he didn't manage to actually go on FMM here, you know, Valentin's a slippery hero by nature as well, right, and because of that, you know, the moment you commit and you do not get your kill, it is an instant death for you, and because of that, you know, the snowball comes, and as here we can see, you know, Bruno going in.
Oh,
Nick,
getting
JPL.
knocked up here. Lucky State also already down. Oh, the blazing duet as a last resort, but it's not going to save him. I mean, they have 3 up against 2 here. The rest of Vanguard comes in, but there's nothing left for them to take.
Exactly, 4-0 right now with a 3.9k goal lead. Thunderbelt being secured, and gets tier 1 turret though.
Oh, they want more. They're going to go all the way in the back line. Nick goes down first, and Vanguard, Bleed takes 2 plus a turret on the top. So I think Young, in your 10-year plan, you know, seeing into the future of how they're slowly taking objectives, this is exactly how it's playing out.
Yeah, so mid tower's gonna get taken here as well. You can see JPL already in position, and most importantly, you know, he's able to tell, you know, who's coming to the mid lane. And Bruno actually have free space here. You know, take down all the tier 1s, start going to the tier 2s. You know, you're also choking out your opponent here, right? Taking away all the jungle camps. You can already see Kel rotating towards the correct lanes. Bruno's following up from the mid tier 1 to the bottom tier 2,
FMM,
another tower.
a little bit
They
deep.
catches them at the side here. I think it was 2 men, but slowly he manages to get a kill off of that. Is it enough to stop the fight? So in the meantime, Saginu comes in with the flank here. Super Ryan backing out. They got what they want. They already stripped the rest of the defenses of the bot lane down to the base turret. All this time though, it's in the mid lane, Luxian Stain taking a consolation prize.
Finally.
Small wins, small wins that you are having for the side of Vanguard here, right? Taking down that mid tier 1, you know, gotta open up the map a little bit for the side of Vanguard. You know, this actually gives them a chance potentially to fight at the total, because they are not able to back down to the mid tower. Instead, they have to move towards the left side of the map. And you know, this could smell a good pick off for the side of Vanguard. They are setting up the positions here. Kufa is in position, Kalita is in position.
Nick.
Yeah, BPL backing out, found them in the brushes, but goes through wild charge and stops them. Here comes the blazing duet. Luxian doesn't do enough. Deck finishes him, smashes him down to the ground. FMM in the meantime though will take down slowly. And
Ryan.
it's 3 down already. Vanguard, there's nothing they can do against
They
this.
can't do anything. Look at KelVJ. He's running in. Decimation yet again. And KelVJ gets a triple kill. And that's 4 members on the side of Vanguard down.
Yeah, 6.5k goal lead for the side of Bleed here, right? And with the first lot coming up, you know, your tier 2 is going to be gone for each of the lanes, you know. Red buff's getting invaded, blue buff's going to get invaded probably later on. And, you know, if you're the side of Bleed, right, this is looking to be a very comfortable win for them.
Very comfortable, and Deck just secured onto the Malefic Roar, and FMM onto the Lightning Trunkian as well. And Vanguard, they're just trying to push off the waves, right? They got Blazing Duet, they have to use the Blazing Duet. And the Lord, level 1 Lord is going to be going into Bleed's pocket.
So far, it's been comfortable to say the least. Oh, bot side though. Sagino with the final slash tries to save himself. The flicker out. Will it be enough? The rest of the team comes. Staying in some trouble.
Oh, he waited, he knew.
He waited to go back to the BMI, but Sagino was waiting for him as well. Easy kill for him, and that's just the awareness, right? Coming from Sagitnu, knowing that he was going to go back as well. So a full win there for Bleed, together with the top coming down in that lane.
Yeah, unfortunately, creep timing coming out for the side of Vanguard as well, because now there is actually no creeps to help you defend this lock coming in. So this is going to be very, very tough for Vanguard to defend here.
Nick jumped in though, but take a look at Nick. He's getting melted, but JPL gets traded back.
Yes, too much damage,
FMM?
but they are 1-1. Super Ryan flickers out the onward. Might save him just for now. That goes in. The burst damage will be enough. Luxian Stain, a last resort here to take down the Lord, and they try to fend it off as much as they can.
They're trying to end this. 10 minutes and 17 seconds. They're trying to go for it, but oh, Sagit, no!
The final slash will take down the rest of Vanguard. Only Chute and Slowly left to defend this. So they're going for the base turret here. The mid goes down. Are they going to respawn in time? It looks like they can do it, but Chute, he is next to be put in the dirt. Slowly using the last insanity of Piraka, Armor gone, and Bleak. They want to end this. They're going for the core here, but oh my goodness,
What?
this guy! And Onward will finish him off and stop that for now.
Yeah, just for now. And it is going to be 2 for 3 right here, ladies and gentlemen. Bleed on the edge. They wanted to go, but the minion timing is a little bit off, right? They had to wait for the mid turret. They had to wait for the top turret as well as the bottom turret. And just like that, Bleed kind of lost on the last fight, but that's okay for Bleed. Take a look at the item, ladies and gentlemen. Husk Claw, Swift Boots, Berserker's Fury, Malefic Rod, and the Great Dragon Spear for... Oh, it was a close catch. I mean, for the deck on the group.
Yeah, at this point, actually, Kalita doesn't do enough damage, because we can say on the side of Bleak here, you know, actually we see 2 Athena shields and 1 Radiant Armor, and because you're lacking behind, right, and with the Alert having, you know, decent HP, right? This is going to...
Luxian Stain!
Oh, he's just getting run down. It's kind of sad to see, right? I mean, there's nothing he could do, the BMI, and just throwing out the ultimate, because there was just, that's all he had.
Yeah, that was off.
He's not able to go in at all, because the moment you go in, Bruno's gonna kick you twice, right? You don't have the Wind of Nature at this point because you're so far behind, right? Exactly. You cannot be going in like this. You have to go for
MPL. Ooh, catches out on the next stage.
Yeah, this time a full minion wave coming in as well, so they're trying to end this. Ryan is down. They are 2 men short here. The core at half HP. Bleed ending this almost there. Okay, they are ending this in 12 minutes. It's a really quick game.
It could have been 10 minutes though, but it's just a little bit of minion mistiming. But amazing game from Bleed. Congratulations to Bleed. 2-0. Today, the whole day. First series, second series has been 2 zeros.
Yeah, so I think for the side of Bleed, you know, I can see that their 5 men actually is very, very strong. Right? The moment, you know, they start grouping up, you know, once they take that first fight that actually grants them that snowball, you know, it is always a fight into the goal lane. If you realize, right, for game 2, the moment Xbox died, right, Bruno started pushing onto the tower, they 4 men down to the goal lane, and afterwards, you know, they just continue on that momentum, taking turtles, taking towers, and then from there onwards, you know, it was, you know, tactical gameplay.
Yeah,
right?
Open and shut case.
Correct.
It literally open, look at it, done. I'm done with this already. There's no need to play anymore. They got the snowball, they have the information, they made use of the information. This is what a standard MPL play should look like.
I mean, they played that to the book, like you said,
To
right?
the T, to the book.
Yeah, so really props to Bleed for taking this game. Unfortunately, that is another 2-0 series. Vanguard, I think, as a kind of community team, right?
Yeah.
It's difficult going up against such a stacked, known team as well in the tournament. So I guess they did pull some cards there and try their best. We're going to see how this game panned out in terms of the statistics.
Wow. Take a look at that. Kelvin J on the Maris with the Hunter Strike, giving a bit of mobility and movement speed, going with the Curse Helmet, the Athena Shield, and the Sky Guardian Helmet. The Athena Shield, of course, purely for the Kadita, right? Purely for the Kadita. JPL on the Athena Shield as well. Sagitnu, however, going onto the Thunder Belt and then the Radiant Armor. He's just trying to fight it out with Slowly.
Correct, and especially the emote timing here, right, is impeccable timing, because
amazing.
It is right as you want to end the game, you get the emote, you're going all in on the opponent anyway, right? You have
double
the full
lives.
value on the immortality there, and because of that, you know, super item choice making from Sagitnu here, and you know, because of that, you know, they are going to snowball this lead, you know, hopefully for tomorrow as well, you know, getting such a comfortable 2-0, you know, on day 1 itself, you know, is going to be very, very good and advantageous for them on the mental side.
Exactly, and taking a look at the emblems right now, Deck going with the Assassin emblem with the crit and the Weapon Master as well as the Quantum Charge. Wow. I mean, nothing seems out of the ordinary except for Sagino. Sagino went for the thrill with the Tenacity and the Brave Smite. So he's going to go for a full tanky build.
Tanky build. So his job in the game is very simple. He
Soak
just has
damage.
to kite. Yeah, you know, his job is to make sure that Bruno doesn't die.
Yeah.
Right? Correct. Because Deck here, you know, he actually took the Purify, right? Because he both games actually, you know, normally you see Bruno, being on the flicker, right?
Yeah.
You know, both games, the game plan for them, right, was that they could stick together, stand together. I'm gonna cover you, you're gonna cover me.
Yeah.
You know, as long as we stick together, nothing's gonna go wrong. You know,
Yeah.
and unfortunately because of that, you know, that put Ryan kind of like in an uncomfortable spot, right? Because no matter who he engages on, it is incredibly hard for him to follow up. And there was no synergy between Nick and Ryan in terms of engaging, even though for both games they were picking, you know, like this kind of team fight style.
Yeah. I mean, let's take a look at that Deck with the highest goal per minute and the highest damage, that with 69,000 right here. And Nick, of course, taking the most damage as the Kufra, and FMM on the highest assist. And take a look at that, slowly 100% kill participation.
4.
Lakshan Stain 0 on a sample size of 4, of course.
Yeah, I mean, Lakshan Stain he really didn't have an easy time this
No,
two
he
games,
didn't
right?
have
It
an
seems
easy
like
time.
the game plan for Bleed really shut him down.
Yeah.
The entire time, even when there was a Hanzo, no, let's shut Lakshan Stain down on the
They're like,
Beatrix.
Hanzo no, Lakshan Stain only. That's their
Exactly.
target.
Yeah, more importantly, I think, you know, if you're the side of Vanguard here, you know, most importantly, you didn't manage to get to play your game this
That's
game,
true.
right? At least in game 1, you know, when they picked up the Hanzo, it was even for quite some time before they actually, you know, it took them 3 lots to actually end the game.
Yeah.
But here, you know, it was just a snowball, a classic, how you expect a Bruno game to go, right?
Exactly. I mean, the snowball was great. They took advantage of it. They got the ball rolling. But, you know, instead of getting the ball rolling, let's roll into the MVP for this match. I think it is going to be Deck. Oh, yeah. 6-0 and 7. 905 on the goal per minute with a 72% on the kill participation.
Correct.
I think he's going to go for a BOD in the end as well.
Yeah, perfect, because this is exactly how you want a Bruno draft to work out. Because if
Yeah.
you were instead, you know, the opponent 4-man on you, you're not going to have that wave clear ability to actually defend your waves, and you'll be the one getting snowballed. So
that's
for the side of
true.
Bleed, right, this is something that they did very well, because they were playing against, you know, a team that they may think is weaker, and because of that, you know, they had that confidence to go in and say that, you know, I'm gonna take a hero that's gonna, you know, amplify that kind of I'm better than you kind of a thing.
The confidence,
Correct.
the mental game. They're like, I'm better than you. Don't worry, I got this.
Exactly, and because of that, you know, we see time and time again, you know, snowball from the first goal lane, a tower, down to the mid, down to the top, and then tier 2s, turtle, lord, and then from there, you know, they end the
makes
game with no
sense.
problem.
Wow,
I think it really adds up, right?
Yeah,
Bleed
it
not
does.
just having experienced players in the MPLSG scene as well. Now you add 2 players from other MPLs, right? Who have been
Exactly.
in known teams as well. So the ability to play by the book, super, super high.
Yeah,
Right.
super
So now
high.
we're going to take a look. When we speak of winning teams, what actually do they talk about during the game? We're going to see the mic check.
Answer here. Nice.
Okay.
Let's see how.
I think we can fight.
Wait.
Which one?
Yeah, we pushing it out.
Hey,
Hanzo.
reset. I reset.
Hey,
Reset.
go first. Go first.
Okay.
Nice. 3, 2, 1, go. Basa. Nice.
Eyes on the bear. Design it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Design it.
Nice one.
Chill. We have a game 2.
Okay. Reset. Flick off.
Go.
Nice. Fight out, T. Jumping.
I'm coming over. Chill.
Nice.
Hey, come. Okay, I think we can go, guys.
Can.
Go hero.
We got wave,
Kenan.
Then.
Nice.
Nice.
I love it. JP was like, grow first. Wait, focus. He's like the, how do I put this? The teacher that tells you, get in line. put finger on your lips now.
Yeah. So again, another thing I want to point out as well, right? If you heard there, that 3-2-1 countdown, right?
Yeah.
Was something that actually I put into place with them, and I'm very glad, to hear this coming out, and also not just that, helping them win a big team fight. And if your audience here, you are a team of 3, a team of 5, wanting to improve, on how to play together as a team. This is actually how you do it.
The
You
3,
get
2,
vision
1.
of your opponent, 3-2-1 countdown, all of you jump in at the same time,
Wow.
perfect team comms, and this is exactly why we have things like the mic check here, just to see how pro players do it, and this is the perfect example to how a team should execute their team fights.
Wow.
It's these little things, right? Like the entire mic check, and you pick up on this 3-2-1
Yeah.
that can like seriously just improve the way that your team plays together.
I'm gonna try that now. So 3, 2, 1, to Cheryl Yao.
Thanks, guys. And right here, I have Coach with me, and Bleed Esports is actually potato powered, as we can see right here for match 2 itself. Now, I wonder what behind the scenes Youngin has to say. So, hi, Potato. So, question. So, first up, right? Youngin is right now on the caster's desk. Is there anything you want to say to Youngin now that you're a coach?
Nothing spicy lah.
Nothing spicy. I can start the pot lah.
Huh?
Start the pot a bit lah.
Nothing spicy lah. I mean, he taught us a few things, then plus I taught the players a few things. So it's like a combination of both us.
Mm-hmm.
No spicy things.
No spicy things. I know, so friendly. Okay. So another thing is there has been role swaps. Right here we see FMM going into the mid lane, and of course we also have Deck, going into the gold lane. So what happened that resulted in this swap?
In short, after ESL, we kind of figure out that we are lacking in-game leader lah. Yeah, so that couldn't make it after a few tournaments lah. So we decided to just swap Kel into jungle role. As you can see, he was a jungler back then in the Philippines. Yeah, so we also realized that he has this leadership in him as well lah. Yeah, so we just put him on the jungle role, trial for like a week. Then we kind of start to win scrims also. Yeah, so the next figuration about mid goal lane, right, is Deck couldn't play support, the mage role. So we decided to just try Deck on the goal lane since he's a high mechanical player like Fanny.
Right, but it's very interesting and a completely different playstyle from someone that is so aggressive, like, a jungler like Fanny, and then to someone that's a little bit more passive as an MM. There's a little bit more changes. But what I am absolutely floored by was FMM on that crazy Valentina. Usually when it comes to mage, this totally changes what I think about mages. Usually you think mage like support, But then a Valentina with a Grok ultimate, that wild charge, a mage that plays like a roam that engages is just absolutely mind-blowing. Is there anything that you want to say about, this? Is this something that we are anticipating? Or we should just advise all the teams to ban Valentina right now from
Honest
FNM?
opinion, I didn't expect that as well lah. It was kind of shocking to me as well because he don't do it in scrims. So I'm not sure why is he doing in the tournaments. So it's kind of shocked me as well lah.
Shock the coach, But that's absolutely crazy, and I believe that a lot of us are very flawed. A mage that performs like a Roman, engages is just crazy, and we're so excited. As a viewer, I'm pretty sure everyone, and me by extension, is very excited to see what's in line. Now, we also have 2 new additions on the team. Can you tell us a little bit more about them?
Nothing much about them lah. I think we needed high basics players, foundations. So basically the game knowledge, game foundations. It's a benefit for us lah, because some of the players are not experienced enough to be in the international level lah.
Right.
So adding in the 2 international players will definitely be a benefit for us.
Right. So when it comes to that, is there any differences when it comes to you having to breach as a coach with 2 new players and then 3 players who have been playing for the longest time plus role swaps? Is there any difficulty training pre-season?
Not much lah. All of them kind of click well. Yeah, so in game game staff, the 3 Singaporeans will tend to seek advices from the 2 Filipino players. Yeah, because of the experience. So most of the time we are winning in total fights or a lot of fights. I think it's really kudos to the 2 Filipinos.
Right, and it is definitely evident in the gameplay as well. So this season, and I wouldn't say unfortunately, but there has been some comments going around that Bleed isn't really favored to be seen as champions right here for Season 6. Now, is there anything you would like to say to all of these naysayers or anything that you want to encourage all the viewers to vote for you guys, to root for you guys?
As usual, nothing spicy. Wait until I get a champion first. Maybe next season I'll be more spicy.
Oh, so just wait and see. You have more tricks
just
up
be
your
humble
sleeve.
first, win the champion, then after that I'll be toxic next season.
Toxic next season. Okay, now that we're very excited for. And final question, just curious, because earlier on in the interview stages, in the videos earlier, Nick Stain actually says that he would actually supersede JPL. So I'm just stirring the pot here a little bit, yeah? So what do you think about Nick Stain's performance so far, given that he is an ex-member of Bleed Esports, right? Any comments on Nick Stain?
I think this has to require a bit of little spiciness. Okay, so for Nick, I think respect your mentor. Respect your mentor.
Right. But he did put up a valiant fight still. So yes, thank you so much, Potato, for this wonderful, wonderful interview. And we can't wait to see more potato power. All right, thank you. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Potato right here from Bleed Esports. And it has been an absolutely spicy match, just like the McSpicy that we've been talking about right here in the show. So yes, we can be anticipating more right here in the next match itself. And boy, oh boy, talking about spicy, match 3, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a match between our back-to-back 3-time champion RSG SG going head-to-head against Team Flash. Now, if you guys are wondering why this is a match that's so exciting, is because right here on day 1 itself, we're going to be seeing a throwback of the grand finals of Season 5 playoffs. So stick around and join us, and this exciting spicy match will be happening at 3 p.m. Stick around and we'll see you then.
Tigreal, you are our only hope.
We're not going to lose. Not today! Huh? What's going on with my hand? Ooh, why is it so itchy? Yee! Dandruff! Yo, your hand's for gaming, not for scratching. You call yourself a pro? You have dandruff. Tigreal? Tigreal, is that you? Yes, that's me. Do you want to win a match? Defeat Dandruff and Itch with Head and Shoulders. Move on to Head and Shoulders. Up to 100% protection. Dandruff and Itch
Wiped out.
We defeated the Lord! That's why everyone should move on to Head and Shoulders.
Hi, I'm Venix. I'm playing goalie for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Adamiel, and I'm playing EXP lane for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Adis. I'm playing jungle for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Lowzy, and I'm playing the roam for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing mage for Team Flash.
Just good luck and have fun. We'll see why I've been going to the M series. So hopefully it will be continuing. with this team?
I think Adamir got some thoughts about Bleed.
I think their lineup is very strong.
Yeah, without you lah.
It's very strong.
The challenge is to eat lesser.
You find food that got rice.
Yeah, and see all the carbs he's making us. Only him
Only him.
because he don't want to eat a lot of things. Then you see no choice, we need to eat. Then I think we need to join the Biggest Loser soon. You do anything before you play?
I think he will play before playing.
Oh, Lozzy will slap his face lah.
Wake myself.
But in the end, still the same.
Still lose eyes.
I think I just watch TikTok.
Watch what kind of TikTok?
Girls,
I just swipe
any animals. No stress.
The 3 times champion can answer.
No stress. Just do it. If we don't make mistakes in Scream, how do we improve? So just treat every Scream as a learning process. I mean, there's no like being toxic or scolding the teammates. You not make the team go lah.
This guy, the face always the blackest.
So we just learn to improve together as a team. That's how we move forward.
I never hear this team scolding to somebody.
Okay, Venix has been quite quiet so ask Venix.
Always me.
Venix got the most fans.
Let's go, Venix.
I don't have any fans.
Faster lah.
Continue supporting Flash.
Thank you for the support.
And join us in making gamers heroes.
Oh, you say already? Yeah, can already.
No always I say. You keep hearing my voice, boy, man.
Your voice sexy.
Faster lah.
Just say the whole line.
Thank you for supporting Flash and watch us make gamers heroes.
And get champions.
For me, I think it's losing. I don't like to lose.
Yeah, that's why.
I think every gamers, nobody would like to lose. Not really. It's just you have to be constantly thinking. Means like, when you're playing rank, sometimes you can just don't think, just chill, But if you were to play in the actual tournament or sometimes doing practices, you have to be constantly thinking about the next move. If not, you will not be able to catch up to the enemy. Yeah. It's like you'll be quite draining on your mind sometimes. It's like communication and also planning. It's like we don't usually do that a lot in ranked games. We just play and see how it goes. Yeah.
You guys can try lah. You guys can try lah. You can beat me, just try lah.
Okay. Opens up to more versatility to picks and like gameplays. Because last time it was like very dead. The game is like everybody plays the same way, but now it's like you can play differently. Like there are a lot of things to explore, so it just takes time to really integrate into the new emblem system.
For me, I think the the mid lane got quite big changes recently because now the rotation is also very different. And if you mess up your rotation early game, I feel now early game very important. So if you mess up your rotation early game, it's very hard to come back, especially when you lose the fight early, especially at the first turtle. So because of the recent EXP changes, now there's specific rotations for specific heroes. So depending on which hero you play, you have to rotate differently. So this part is quite new, and also we have to I feel mid laners need to adapt to it, and me also. Yeah.
To all the fans out there, thank you for your continuous support. I mean, we tried to make you guys proud on MSC lah, but unfortunately we fall short of getting our dream place lah. So hopefully if this time we ever make it to M5, I wish to see more of you guys support, because it really helps us with our international tournaments. Like I see like how much the Cambodian fans support Next Flash and how much it actually helps them lah. I mean, you all can see how much the crowd buff actually help them. If the Singaporeans actually give us as much support as them, I believe we will not disappoint you guys. Yeah.
I am Optimus Prime. No one can outrun Bumblebee. Osim. A crispier chicken McCrispy? So much crispier. Bite into an even crispier crunch with the improved Chicken McCrispy. Now, wouldn't that be nice?
Legendary!
Tigreal!
Tigreal, you are our only hope.
We're not going to lose. Not today! Huh? What's going on with my hand? Ooh, why is it so itchy? Yee! Dandruff! Yo, your hand's for gaming, not for scratching. You call yourself a pro? You have dandruff. Tigreal? Tigreal, is that you? Yes, that's me. Do you want to win a match? Defeat Dandruff and Itch with Head and Shoulders. Move on to Head and Shoulders. Up to 100% protection. Dandruff and Itch.
Wiped out.
We defeated the Lord! That's why everyone should move on to Head and Shoulders.
Hi, I'm Venix. I'm playing goalie for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Alchemy and I'm playing EXP lane for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Adis. I'm playing jungle for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Lowzy and I'm playing the roam for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing mage for Team Flash.
Just good luck and have fun. We'll see why I've been going to the M series. So hopefully it will be continuing with this team.
I think Adamir got some thoughts about Bleed.
I think their lineup is very strong.
Yeah, without you lah.
It's very strong.
The challenge is to eat lesser.
You find food that got rice.
Yeah, and see all the carbs he's making us. Only him
Only him
because he don't want to eat a lot of things. Then you see no choice, we need to eat. Then I think we need to join the Biggest Loser soon. You do anything before you play?
I think he will play before playing.
Oh, Lozzy will slap his face lah.
Wake up, wake myself.
But in the end, still the same.
Still lose eyes.
I think I just watch TikTok.
Watch what kind of TikTok?
Girls,
I just swipe.
Swipe.
Any.
Animals. No stress.
The 3 times champion can answer.
No stress. Just do it. If we don't make mistakes in scrim, how do we improve? So just treat every scrim as a learning process. I mean, there's no like being toxic or scolding the teammates. Will not make the team go lah.
This guy, the face always the blackest.
So we just learn to improve together as a team. That's how we move forward.
I never hear this team scolding to somebody.
Okay, Venix has been quite quiet, so ask Venix.
Always me.
Felix got the most fans.
Let's go, Venix.
I don't have any fans.
Faster lah.
Continue supporting Flash.
Thank you for the support.
And join us in making gamers heroes.
Oh, you say already? Yeah, can already.
No always I say, you keep hearing my voice, boy, sian man.
Your voice sexy.
Faster lah,
Just
hey.
say the whole line.
Thank you for supporting Flash and
supporting
watch us
Flash.
make gamers heroes
And get champions.
and get champions.
For me, I think it's losing. I don't like to lose.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, every gamers, nobody would like to lose. Not really. It's just you have to be constantly thinking. Means like, when you're playing rank, sometimes you can just don't think, just chill, But if you were to play in the actual tournament or sometimes doing practices, you have to be constantly thinking about the next move. If not, you will not be able to catch up to the enemy. Yeah. It's like you'll be quite draining on your mind sometimes. It's like communication and also planning. It's like we don't usually do that a lot in ranked games. We just play and see how it goes. Yeah.
You guys can try lah. You guys can try lah. Yeah. You can beat me, just try lah.
Okay. Opens up to more versatility to picks and like gameplays. Because last time it was like very dead. The game is like everybody plays the same way, but now it's like you can play differently. Like there are a lot of things to explore, so it just takes time to really integrate into the new emblem system.
For me, I think the mid lane got quite big changes recently because now the rotation is also very different. And if you mess up your rotation early game, I feel now early game very important. So if you mess up your rotation early game, it's very hard to come back, especially when you lose the fight early, especially at the first turtle. Yeah, so because of the recent EXP changes, now there's specific rotations for specific heroes. So depending on which hero you play, you have to rotate differently. So this part is quite new, and also we have to. I feel mid laners need to adapt to it, and me also. Yeah.
To all the fans out there, thank you for your continuous support. I mean, we tried to make you guys proud on MSC lah, but unfortunately we fall short of getting our dream place lah. So hopefully if this time we ever make it to M5, I wish to see more of you guys support, because it really helps us with our international tournaments. Like I see like how much the Cambodian fans support Next Flash and how much it actually helps them lah. I mean, you all can see how much the crowd buff actually helped them. If the Singaporeans actually give us as much support as them, I believe we will not disappoint you guys. Yeah.
I am Optimus Prime. No one can outrun Bumblebee. OSIM.
Crispier chicken McCrispy? So much crispier. Bite into an even crispier crunch with the improved Chicken McCrispy. Now, wouldn't that be nice?
Legendary!
Tigreal!
Tigreal, you are our only hope.
We're not going to lose. Not today! Huh?
What's going on with my hand? Ooh, why is it so itchy? Yee! Dandruff!
Yo, your hand's for gaming, not for scratching.
You call yourself a pro? You have dandruff. Tigreal?
Tigreal, is that you?
Yes, that's me. Do you want to win a match? Defeat Dandruff and Itch with Head and Shoulders.
Move on to Head and shoulders. Up to 100% protection. Dandruff and itch.
Wiped out.
We defeated the Lord! That's why everyone should move on to Head and Shoulders.
Hi, I'm Venix. I'm playing goalie for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Alchemy and I'm playing EXP lane for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Adis. I'm playing jungle for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Lowzy and I'm playing the roam for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing mage for Team Flash.
Just good luck and have fun. We'll see why I've been going to the M series. So hopefully it will be continuing with this team.
I think Adamir got some thoughts about bleed.
I think their lineup is very strong.
Yeah, without you lah.
It's very strong.
The challenge is to eat lesser.
You find food that got rice.
Yeah, and see all the carbs he's making us. Only him.
Only him.
Because he don't want to eat a lot of things. Then you see no choice, we need to eat. Then I think we need to join the Biggest Loser soon. You do anything before you play?
I think he will play before playing.
Oh, Lozzy will slap his face lah.
Wake myself.
But in the end, still the same.
Still lose eyes.
I think I just watch TikTok.
Watch what? Kind of TikTok?
Girls,
I just swipe.
Swipe?
Any.
Animals. No stress.
The 3 times champion can answer.
No stress. Just do it. If we don't make mistakes in scrim, how do we improve? So just treat every scrim as a learning process. I mean, there's no like being toxic or scolding the teammates. You not make the team go lah.
This guy, the face always the blackest.
So we just learn to improve together as a team. That's how we move forward.
I never hear this team scolding to somebody.
Okay, Venix has been quite quiet so ask Venix.
Always me.
Venix got the most fans.
Let's go, Venix.
I don't have any fans.
Faster lah.
Continue supporting Flash. Thank you for the support.
And join us in making gamers heroes.
Oh, you say already? Yeah, can already.
No worries, I say. You keep hearing my voice, boy, man.
Your voice sexy.
Faster lah.
Just say the whole line.
Thank you for supporting Flash and watch us make gamers heroes.
And get champions.
For me, I think it's losing. I don't like to lose.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, every gamers, nobody would like to lose. Not really. It's just you have to be constantly thinking. Means like, when you're playing rank, sometimes you can just don't think, just chill, But if you were to play in the actual tournament or sometimes doing practices, you have to be constantly thinking about the next move. If not, you will not be able to catch up to the enemy. Yeah. It's like you'll be quite draining on your mind sometimes. It's like communication and also planning. It's like we don't usually do that a lot in ranked games. We just play and see how it goes. Yeah.
You guys can try lah. You guys can try lah. You can beat me, just try lah.
Okay. Opens up to more versatility to picks and like gameplays, because last time it was like very dead lah. The game is like everybody plays the same way, but now it's like you can play differently. Like there are a lot of things to explore, so it just takes time to really integrate into the new emblem system.
For me, I think the the mid lane got quite big changes recently because now the rotation is also very different. And if you mess up your rotation early game, I feel now early game very important. So if you mess up your rotation early game, it's very hard to come back, especially when you lose the fight early, especially at the first turtle. So because of the recent EXP changes, now there's specific rotations for specific heroes. So depending on which hero you play, you have to rotate differently. So this part is quite new, and also we have to. I feel mid laners need to adapt to it, and me also. Yeah.
To all the fans out there, thank you for your continuous support. I mean, we tried to make you guys proud on MSC lah, but unfortunately we fall short of getting our dream place lah. So hopefully if this time we ever make it to M5, I wish to see more of you guys support, because it really helps us with our international tournaments. Like I see like how much the Cambodian fans support Next Flash and how much it actually helps them. I mean, you all can see how much the crowd buff actually helped them. If the Singaporeans actually give us as much support as them, I believe we will not disappoint you guys. Yeah.
I am Optimus Prime.
No one can outrun Bumblebee.
Osim. A crispier chicken McCrispy? So much crispier. Bite into an even crispier crunch with the improved Chicken McCrispy. Now, wouldn't that be nice?
Legendary!
Tigreal!
Tigreal, you are our only hope.
We're not going to lose. Not today! What's going on with my hand? Ooh, why is it so itchy? Yee, dandruff!
Yo, your hand's for gaming, not for scratching.
You call yourself a pro? You have dandruff. Tigreal?
Tigreal, is that you?
Yes, that's me. Do you want to win a match? Defeat dandruff and itch with Head and Shoulders.
Move on to Head and Shoulders. Up to 100% protection. Dandruff and itch.
Wiped out.
We defeated the Lord! That's why everyone should move on to Head and Shoulders.
Hi, I'm Venix. I'm playing goalie for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Alchemy and I'm playing EXP lane for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Adis. I'm playing jungle for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Lowzy and I'm playing the roam for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing mage for Team Flash.
Just good luck and have fun. We'll see why I've been going to the M series. So hopefully it will be continuing with this team.
I think Adamir got some thoughts about bleed.
I think their lineup is very strong.
Yeah, without you lah.
It's very strong.
The challenge is to eat lesser.
You find food that got rice.
Yeah, and see all the carbs he's making us. Only him.
Only him.
Because he don't want to eat a lot of things. Then you see no choice, we need to eat. Then I think we need to join the Biggest Loser soon. You do anything before you play?
I think he will play before playing.
Oh, Lozzy will slap his face lah.
Wake myself.
But in the end, still the same.
Still lose eyes.
I think I just watch TikTok.
Watch what? Kind of TikTok?
Girls,
I just swipe.
Swipe?
Any.
Animals. No stress.
The 3 times champion can answer.
No stress. Just do it. If we don't make mistakes in scrim, how do we improve? So just treat every scrim as a learning process. I mean, there's no like being toxic or scolding the teammates. You not make the team go lah.
This guy, the face always the blackest.
So we just learn to improve together as a team. That's how we move forward.
I never hear this team scolding to somebody.
Okay, Venix has been quite quiet. So ask Venix.
Always me.
Venix got the most fans.
Let's go, Venix.
I don't have any fans.
Faster lah.
Continue supporting Flash.
Thank you for the support.
And join us in making gamers heroes.
Oh, you say already. Yeah, can already.
No worries, I say. You keep hearing my voice, boy, man.
Your voice sexy.
Faster lah.
Just say the whole line.
Thank you for supporting Flash and watch us make gamers heroes.
And get champions.
For me, I think it's losing. I don't like to lose.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, every gamers, nobody would like to lose. Not really. It's just you have to be constantly thinking. Means like, when you're playing rank, sometimes you can just don't think, just chill, But if you were to play in the actual tournament or sometimes doing practices, you have to be constantly thinking about the next move. If not, you will not be able to catch up to the enemy. Yeah. It's like you'll be quite draining on your mind sometimes. It's like communication and also planning. It's like we don't usually do that a lot in ranked games. We just play and see how it goes. Yeah.
You guys can try lah. You guys can try lah.
Kalian lah.
You can beat me, just try lah.
Okay. Okay. Opens up to more versatility to picks and like gameplays. Because last time it was like very dead lah. The game is like everybody plays the same way, but now it's like you can play differently. Like there are a lot of things to explore, so it just takes time to really integrate into the new emblem system.
For me, I think the the mid lane got quite big changes recently because now the rotation is also very different. And if you mess up your rotation early game, I feel now early game very important. So if you mess up your rotation early game, it's very hard to come back, especially when you lose the fight early, especially at the first turtle. So because of the recent EXP changes, now there's specific rotations for specific heroes. So depending on which hero you play, you have to rotate differently. So this part is quite new, and also we have to. I feel mid laners need to adapt to it, and me also. Yeah.
To all the fans out there, thank you for your continuous support. Okay. I mean, we tried to make you guys proud on MSC but unfortunately we fall short of getting our dream place So hopefully if this time we ever make it to M5, I wish to see more of you guys support, because it really helps us with our international tournaments. Like I see like how much the Cambodian fans support Next Flash and how much it actually helps them. I mean, you all can see how much the crowd buff actually helped them. If the Singaporeans actually give us as much support as them, I believe we will not disappoint you guys.
I am Optimus Prime.
No one can outrun Bumblebee.
Osim.
A crispier chicken McCrispy? So much crispier. Bite into an even crispier crunch with the improved Chicken McCrispy. Now, wouldn't that be nice?
Legendary!
Tigreal!
Tigreal, you are our only hope.
We're not going to lose. Not today! Huh? What's going on with my hand? Ooh, why is it so itchy? Yee! Dandruff!
Yo, your hand's for gaming, not for scratching.
You call yourself a pro? You have dandruff. Tigreal?
Tigreal, is that you?
Yes, that's me. Do you want to win a match? Defeat dandruff and itch with Head and Shoulders.
Move on to Head and Shoulders. Up to 100% protection. Dandruff and itch.
Wiped out.
We defeated the Lord! That's why everyone should move on to Head and Shoulders.
Hi, I'm Venix. I'm playing goalie for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Alchemy and I'm playing EXP lane for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Adis. I'm playing jungle for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Lowzy and I'm playing the roam for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing mage for Team Flash.
Just good luck and have fun. We'll see why I've been going to the M series. So hopefully it will be continuing with this team.
I think Adamir got some thoughts about Bleed.
I think their lineup is very strong.
Yeah, without you lah.
It's very strong.
The challenge is to eat lesser.
You find food, they got rice.
Yeah, and see all the carbs he's making us. Only him.
Only him.
Because he don't want to eat a lot of things. Then you see no choice, we need to eat. Then I think we need to join the Biggest Loser soon. You do anything before you play?
I think he will play before playing.
Oh, Lozzy will slap his face lah.
Wake up, wake myself.
But in the end, still the same.
Still lose eyes.
I think I just watch TikTok.
Watch what kind of TikTok?
Girls,
I just swipe.
Swipe.
Any.
Animals. No stress.
The 3 times champion can answer.
No stress. Just do it. If we don't make mistakes in scrim, how do we improve? So just treat every scrim as a learning process. I mean, there's no like being toxic or scolding the teammates. You not make the team go lah.
This guy, the face always the blackest.
So we just learn to improve together as a team.
Yeah,
that's how we move forward.
I never hear this team scolding to somebody.
Okay, Venix has been quite quiet so ask Venix.
Always me.
Venix got the most fans.
Let's go, Venix.
I don't have any fans.
Faster lah.
Continue supporting Flash.
Thank you for the support.
And join us in making gamers heroes.
Oh, you say already? Yeah, can already.
No always I say, you keep hearing my voice, boy, man.
Your voice sexy.
Faster lah,
Let's
hey.
say the whole line.
Thank you for supporting Flash and
Watch
us make gamers heroes.
And get champions.
And get champions.
For me, I think it's losing. I don't like to lose.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, every gamers, nobody would like to lose. Not really. It's just you have to be constantly thinking. Means like, when you're playing rank, sometimes you can just don't think, just chill, But if you were to play in the actual tournament or sometimes during practices. You have to be constantly thinking about the next move lah. If not, you will not be able to catch up to the enemy. Yeah. It's like you'll be quite draining on your mind lah sometimes. It's like communication and also planning. It's like we don't usually do that a lot in ranked games. Like we just play and see how it goes. Yeah.
You guys can try lah. You guys can try lah. You can beat me, just try lah.
Okay. Opens up to more versatility to picks and like gameplays. Because last time it was like very dead lah. The game is like everybody plays the same way, but now it's like you can play differently. Like there are a lot of things to explore, so it just takes time to really integrate into the new emblem system.
For me, I think the the mid lane got quite big changes recently because now the rotation is also very different. And if you mess up your rotation early game, I feel now early game very important. So if you mess up your rotation early game, it's very hard to come back, especially when you lose the fight early, especially at the first turtle. So because of the recent EXP changes, now there's specific rotations for specific heroes. So depending on which hero you play, you have to rotate differently. So this part is quite new, and also we have to. I feel mid laners need to adapt to it, and me also. Yeah.
To all the fans out there, thank you for your continuous support. Okay. I mean, we tried to make you guys proud on MSC but unfortunately we fall short of getting our dream place So hopefully if this time we ever make it to M5, I wish to see more of you guys support, because it really helps us with our international tournaments. Like I see like how much the Cambodian fans support Next Flash and how much it actually helps them. I mean, you all can see how much the crowd buff actually helped them. If the Singaporeans actually give us as much support as them, I believe we will not disappoint you guys. Yeah.
I am Optimus Prime. No one can outrun Bumblebee.
Osim.
crispier chicken McCrispy? So much crispier. Bite into an even crispier crunch with the improved Chicken McCrispy. Now, wouldn't that be nice?
Legendary!
Tigreal!
Tigreal, you are our only hope.
We're not going to lose. Not today! Huh? What's going on with my hand? Ooh, why is it so itchy? Yee! Dandruff!
Yo, your hand's for gaming, not for scratching.
You call yourself a pro? You have dandruff. Tigreal?
Tigreal, is that you?
Yes, that's me. Do you want to win a match? Defeat Dandruff and Itch with Head and Shoulders.
Move on to Head and Shoulders. Up to 100% protection. Dandruff and Itch.
Wiped out. We defeated the Lord! That's why everyone should move on to Head and Shoulders.
Hi, I'm Venix. I'm playing goalie for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Alchemy and I'm playing EXP lane for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Adis. I'm playing jungle for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Lowzy and I'm playing the roam for Team Flash.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing mage for Team Flash.
Just good luck and have fun. We'll see why I've been going to the M series. So hopefully it will be continuing with this team.
I think Adamir got some thoughts about Bleed.
I think their lineup is very strong.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, right here from match 3 of MPLSG Season 6. Earlier on in match 2, we have seen Bleed Esports cleaning Vanguard Esports over at the Land of Dawn with a 2-0 sweep. Next up is a match that you definitely don't want to miss. I'm getting a little bit of flashbacks because this is our grand finals match that we have seen earlier in Season 5 playoff season, where we have seen RSG SG getting back-to-back champions. Yes, that is a 3-time win streak for RSG SG, and we're going to see them in a bit later on, and they will be going against none other than Team Flash. Now, this is going to be a very exciting lineup because it's kind of like same but different. I don't know how to put it because we're going to be seeing familiar faces and brand new ones right here for this team matchup. So are you guys ready? If you are, let's meet the team, shall we? First up, your back-to-back 3-time champion, RSG SG. Now I can see our boys are getting locked and loaded and ready to head on over to the Land of Dawn. Wow, doesn't they look very stylish? I feel that they're just switching their hair. It really looks like a Head and Shoulders commercial right there. So yes, without further ado, the next team that's going to go head-to-head against our defending champions. Now this team, what I like to call would be the Frankenstein Flash. They have different, very exciting players, all molded into one amazing team. So let's meet the players, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you, Team Flash. Now, boys are currently getting ready over at their battle stations, and it is very, very refreshing. Just taking a look right here to my side, I see all these familiar faces, but here, donned in the Flash jersey, just gives me a little bit of a confusion, which truly makes them the Frankenstein Flash right here with all these very notable players right here on one single team. One person in particular that's noteworthy right here for this matchup is, of course, Lowzy. Yes, Lowzy is right here on Team Flash going head-to-head against RSG SG, his previous team. So what can we expect right here in this crazy match, even on day 1? I'll hand my time over to the casters to find out. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. Yes, this is a Frankenstein team, but Frankenstein is a beast. They are a monster. My name is Jay. Joining me right here on the desk is Scrubby Cheeks and Youngin, and it's kind of interesting to see on this side of the table, yeah?
Yeah, definitely for sure. You know, being here, you know, and straight away, you know, I get to cast Vanguard versus Bleed, and then now, you know, the 2 finalists, Flash and RSG, you know, definitely something that I'm looking forward to. You know, happy to break down what's gonna happen, you know, between these two top-tier teams, right? And with the new players coming in, for both of these teams, you know, it'll be interesting to see how things pan out.
Yeah, that's right. No worries on that, man, bro. We're gonna tap onto your expertise on this, but I'm gonna hand it over to Scrubby, man. This is a team, back-to-back champions, right? This tyranny has to be stopped. Is Team Flash going to be the superhero for MPL Singapore Season 6?
They're hoping to, right? I mean, it's a star-studded team. I feel like this season's team
Yeah.
should be same but different. Exactly what Cheryl said, right? Because you see,
Okay.
look on RSG side,
Alright.
right? You have the main roster, but there's a change. Buji's now in the mid lane, right?
Yeah.
So is that going to still help to keep the synergy together,
Yeah.
or is it going to be different?
Yeah, and not only just Buji, right? I think the biggest elephant in the room, no pun intended right there, is RSG lineup. Apart from the actual lineup, which you guys will be able to see later on, is their coach, is Joel H, which is a totally unknown figure, right? If you watch Detective Conan back in the good old days, mind you, you know that silhouette guy? Yeah, Joel H is exactly that guy. But let's take a look at the RSG lineup. We're going to hand it over to Scrubby Chase to actually break it down. This particular lineup.
You've seen the players, right? There's Oki, Buji, Diablo, of course, and Bray, Lucian, Cutie. So, I mean, Diablo was asking for more support, right? in this video, if you watched it.
He has all my support. I will give him all my support. But I like the fact that this time around, this is the only time that Bray is as tall as Diablo at this particular time. But we're going to go over to Team Flash's lineup pretty soon. I'm going to let Daryl break it down because, man, Team Flash is looking really solid. It reminds me of their Season 3 lineup where there's also this star-studded team who was what? Alpha V9, KCP, you know, was a player back then. He turned coach.
Yeah. Correct. Reminiscent is now the assistant coach.
And
right?
Reminiscent turning assistant coach. I've got no idea about Team Flash. Why don't you break down the Team Flash lineup as we're going to push it up to screen?
Yeah, so for the side of Team Flash here, we actually have players from the last season, Vanix and Jay returning back to Team Flash. Most importantly, we have Captain Adamir here coming from Team Bleed. Yep, Hades, obviously previously known as Jana Cutie, and of course Lawsy last time from Team RSG. The last I believe we saw him was during SEA Games, right? And then now he's actually donning the Team Flash banner.
Yeah, and I like the fact that fine, we will continue on with Cheryl's what's that called?
Team?
Narrative, right? Like this is a Frankenstein team. You got RSG SG, you got Team Flash, SMG, and then there was a period of time was also Kingsman. You also got Louvre SG. If you guys don't even know, like I'm really pulling out ancient history.
Way back, yeah.
EVOS SG, and then like this is a really full Frankenstein team. And on top of that, you also got Jenna Cutie, which is like Aura Fire, Echo, Geek Slate. Yeah, so this is like a very Frankenstein team. How are they going to make this work, Scrubby?
They should be making this work, right? Because they are star-studded. But the question is, when you put together all the A-star players, can they perform as one team? So here's what we think on the desk as to the winner of this series.
Okay. I know Diablo has all my support. He knows that. He knows I'm his #1 fan. But yeah, I got
so much for #1 fan.
But you're the odd one out this time around as compared to Vertigo. Tell us why you're going for RSG this time around.
One of the key reasons is just because they were the reigning champs, right?
Yeah.
And I don't say that superficially.
Yeah.
They have had the chance to play internationally,
Okay.
locally as well. That synergy that they built is very, very hard to break. On the flip side, even though Flash is a really good team individually, and they may be friends as well, but when you actually put that together on a competitive stage, and if they, compared to RSG, they haven't had as much time to play together, can they actually match that synergy and team fighting potential?
Right. Okay, so Youngin, you have been a coach for a long time, right? And you kind of know like the history is with Team Flash. And I saw you voting for Team Flash. Would the power of friendship reign here in this particular series?
I think this also comes down to momentum as well, because straight away we have them facing on day one, right? This is where everybody wants to set the stage right, prove once and for all, right? Who is going to start out the best? Because very likely, with the exception of Bleed, of course, we do not know, whoever wins this matchup, is very likely going to take first place in the standings overall if they manage to show that they are the actual powerhouse.
That's right. Momentum is very important for both these two teams, especially RSG, but we're going to go into a bit of a banter video, so take a look.
In my opinion, I feel that our team fight perhaps is like more stronger than them, so we are able to resolve their surprise engage. And
I think it will.
All right, hold the phone just a little bit. I think we're
sneak peek.
A little bit time
Latest
journey.
match,
We
yeah.
activated the Diggy Ultimate just a little bit with time journey a little bit. So we're gonna be prepping the video, making sure it's the RSG and Team
You know
Flash
why?
lineup.
Just
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there's
why?
so much meat in
I
that
want
video.
to
You
see
want
Diablo.
to keep the suspense, right? There's so much history.
I will hold on my suspense for Diablo. Okay, I'll chill. See Diablo.
I mean, you would see him, right?
Yeah, I
The
would see
video
him.
should be ready now, so now you're gonna actually see Diablo on the screen.
I think it will be a vice versa lah, because Logi is the analyst, right? So he analyzes us more than we analyze him lah. But Logi's play style is very simple lah to me, so I roughly know how he plays. So he's not gonna get what he wants lah. Yeah.
Honestly, when he was in RSG, he helped me a lot lah. As a roamer, cause last time when I first time come here, I a bit difficult for adapting with the others. So he helped me as a roamer also. So I'm very exciting for the first match against him. I will beat him in the first match.
Actually, I already talked about this with the player. Also, they play like they also talk it like, okay, Losi, like also do this, and he plays like this, coach, yeah, something like that, but for me, it won't affect our team. Yeah, maybe he knows some of the players that he used to play with in RSG, but it's not a problem for me because again, our mentality is one of the key for RSG, because in stage it's different thing. It's in stage, obviously, not a lot of problem for us. So yeah.
I think our plan was to snatch the tank away, which is Lousy. I think that's all of our plans.
The team bought me. That's the main plan lah. That's the biggest plan, right? There's no other plan that's needed, I think. Yeah, that's the most important one. I'm the key. All the junglers all SG. Then in SG, Singapore only got Bray. But now Team Flash got Hades. So that's why we don't need to be scared of RSG.
I think the key lesson to take away is we cannot fear their aggressiveness in the early game, because RSG places a lot of focus on like the first turtle fight and whatever. So even if we fall behind early, we will still manage to make a comeback. But let's say if we get ahead, then I don't. To me, RSG's weakness is when they fall behind early.
Lots of insights, lots of interesting storylines. You got the mentor-mentee storyline again, as per like last series when you got Lucian QT going up against Lozi. You also got the revelation of the silhouette dude thingy, and Joe H speaking for the first time, get to finally see him properly. And then you also got Lozi, I am the plan.
I love it. It was just like, I'm the key, guys.
Yeah. What's the plan, boy?
I am the plan. It's me.
But okay, from a coach perspective, Youngin, like, how do you feel like, especially, adapting into this new team, and then, you got to go up against one of the brightest minds, be it Reminiscent or even KZP to a certain extent for the side of Team Flash. Is this a very good way to enter the scene like this?
Yeah, so I think for Juhej here, right, I think the first challenge for him stepping in, straight away you got the versus team, that's widely known to be, one of the champion contenders this season, right? Straight away, that's a challenge for you, because first up, there's a lot of things you need to do first, right? You need to have a pre-plan, all right, what you think might work, and then suddenly, even with Lozi on the other side, right, you think like you may know what might happen, you still got to plan for what you think they know about you. All right, that's so many angles to work with. And, do you go in with just a general plan, what RSG has always been doing so well, as what Reminiscent has said, right? Focus on the early game snowball, focus on the early game aggression, and then take it forward. Or, do you totally change up your playstyle because Lozi knows exactly what you are doing?
That's right. It feels like, like there's a lot of things stacked against RSG. I'm looking at you, Scrubby, right? Like, I feel like, as of now, we've seen RSG so much times on stage. Everything and anything they can do is already out there. We all know SVS, MSC, everything, right? So what in the draft can they do? Can they adapt towards this new particular Frankenstein that Team Flash is bringing up?
We might think we know, but as we've been talking about, Joe H, the new coach, when you have a new coach, they tend to throw something in differently, right? We saw that in the previous series. Youngin would have picked a different draft, but here we go, Potato picking something else. So this could also happen in the game between Flash and RSG. Right now, there's three bans already on the side of Flash. Paquito, Kadita, and RSG taking out the Claude.
Yep, so the first question for me, going into a new season for RSG, right? First question here. for Diablo, right?
Yes.
The meta picks currently, right? Consists of heroes like Pakito, Edith, Terisla, right?
That's right.
Is he going to go back to the Padang and Khalid?
That's right. Like, I was expecting, when we're doing our homework, we're expecting like, oh, you know what? You see Diablo on the other side, you just permaban the Padang, you permaban the Khalid. But no, Team Flash is literally opening it up. It feels like Lozy being the spy from the side of RSG going over to Team Flash is like, yeah, I know exactly what you want to do in the early game. They want to win in the early game. We're just going to ban meta bans for now and then target win in that week or early game or maybe
The falling
hunker down
stars
enough
brought us
to go
here.
to the mid-game.
Oof, so straight away we see from the side of RSG,
Wait.
they blend out the Terisla. So straight away there is already an EXP angle leaning in straight
That's
away
right.
so early in the game. And one thing to know as well is that with the last ban being the exception, Fanny is nowhere to be seen, right? Both teams, they could consider picking up the Fanny as well. I don't know if during the off-season, maybe during the off-season, Bray has been training his assassins a little bit, even though usually he falls back on the tank junglers, right? Even with tank junglers making kind of like a comeback in this meta, right? Which kind of direction he chooses? Because as we've seen from the previous series as well, right? Even for today, earlier on in the series of Alchemy, right?
That's right.
Icon, when the Fanny is available, he goes for it.
Among
right?
the planes
so,
exists
it leaves
the equilibrium,
with the Fanny being wide open here, will any of the teams go for the Fanny here?
Yeah, but no, Team Flash immediately goes on. That was a very quick pickup. That's a Valentina right off the bat, reminiscent of reminiscent a little bit to lead FMM. But now RSG is immediately, like what you mentioned, instead of going for the Fanny, you're going to go straight back to Frederick. But I've never seen Diablo play Frederick. Rest assured, this Frederick
I
is
am
definitely
the
going
priestess
to
of primal
and that
lightning,
is going to
the
be
hunter
a
of all the evil
Edith,
gods.
Diablo or Lucian Q?
Oh, yeah, so picking up the Fredry and the Edith here actually gives you very little choices because most likely, you take a first look like this, you probably think to yourself, oh, Fredrin's jungle here and then Edith's going to the XP. And that will also mean that Diablo is actually taking up the Edith.
Yeah. Diablo on the Edith? It's kind of, like, I mean, you've been preparing RSG for like a good whole 4 seasons, right? 5 seasons. Yeah, so tell me, do you think it's Diablo's playstyle to really go for this Edith?
I think it's okay because Diablo usually takes a hero that does good damage, right? One of the reasons why Edith is making a comeback, why is it so strong in this meta, right? Because it deals damage in super form as well, right? These are the kind of heroes that Diablo usually like, some form of CC and then being able to dish out damage for the team as well. And then Bray being on that, that control, he wants to be able to stand at the objectives on your lock, on your turtle, stand there without taking too much damage and then let the team engage for him.
That's right. Okay, we're gonna see Team Flash already locking in the carry, locking in the Kaja, taking away Lucian QT's Chuma Bisa Kaja, right? That's what
so I love this. So
yeah.
I love this a lot, right? You go back for your classic Lozy type of heroes, pure catch style, and then at the same time you have the carry, right?
That's right.
Two heroes that goes well in unison together, and most importantly, they can pick off not only the Edith and the Fedrin. Alright, this also opens up a lot of options for them to how they want to play. They can team fight with the Valentina, they can go for a pick off, they can go front to back, they can go for a conceal, a conceal to the back line.
And immediately you see RSG respond, right? There's a Pharamir. Just in case someone gets picked off, I need some form of support, some form of like utility to just rush up and then just activate my Nether Realm to save somebody. That's where Bougie on this Pharamir comes into play, especially when you got
set me on fire and I'll blaze through the battle.
But there's a carry on the other side, so RSG's positioning needs to be a little bit careful. We're seeing RSG bans away the X-Work now. Wow, X-Work pretty flexible. EXP, you can play in the EXP. Moreno plays as well. You can also bring it to the jungle as we've seen earlier this day.
Yeah, two Xbox pick. But more importantly here, right, having the first pick Valentina here also opens up that you have a good ultimate to take, right, the Nether Realm, right? Because of this now, I slightly favor Flash's draft a little bit more, just because, they can choose how they want to play the game. And the draft, most importantly, can be adapted to that style once they see another hero pick coming out from RSG here.
So you're saying that Team Flash is a little bit more of a, there's a lot of flexibility as of now. They can either go for a pick-off, they already have a pick-off way,
pick-off
right?
Ability,
Like,
yes.
But unfortunately, Terisla is already banned away from the side of the EXP lane, so the next best option for a EXP that could deal AoE stun, AoE lockdown to dive to the back line is probably the next best thing is a Lapu, right? But we shall see whether RSG SG wants to take that away from Adamir. But Team Flash bans away the Bruno, cutting down the marksman now. I feel like Beach should be the next protection from Flash because Oki is crazy on the Beatrix. RSG did right now, bans away.
Yeah, you definitely need something to, because of the Valentine's IMU, right, taking the Nether Realm, so you definitely need a marksman that can counter the Nether Realm. So you actually have to take, maybe you can lean back on the Melissa. With the Beatrix still open, I think you just snap the Beatrix right up, right? I think that's a good pick. And for the side of Adam, right, because you see the Beatrix, right, heroes that might be open for you, the Lapu, the Yuzhong, things that can also do decently well against the Nether Realm as well. So that's going to be a name of the game for me, because both majors here, high impact ultimates, that's going to be the name of the game.
Yep. As of now, Team Flash is a little bit more on the squishier side because Kaja not really a very solid tank, right? It needs some items to get him going into that tanky frontliner as a Kaja, but mostly use him for the utility to pick, right? RSG right here, if you take a look, they've already got two frontliners already. That's going to be an Erythel. I hear the let's go.
Oh.
Oki going in and picking up something.
Erythel's fine as well. Yeah, Erythel's fine as well, because you're still able to run around, you're still able to kite around. But my worry is a little bit is that because of him running around, if he takes the sprint, right?
Yep.
He might be out of range of the Nether Realm. Small problem here, but still fixable. This depends, on the mechanical proneness that these teams might have, and of course we are expecting something from RSG, right? The back-to-back champions.
Right now, pressure on Team Flash. If I were you, they need someone of more of a front line to be able to hold down the fight, or maybe try to go to the back line, try to lock down, especially this Erythel, right?
Somebody that can hold the total. Okay, very good. Yes, yeah, the Martis, somebody that can hold the total well, doesn't get CC by the ED, right? I think that's important. Fedrin, the only small disadvantage you might have. Alright, the Khalid pick. Alright, we all got Jabeda again, alright? So Edith is going on Lucian here, alright? Diablo waited out the Khalid last pick here, and playing to the Uranus, he's gonna have an early lead. So, RSG is kind of like doing the RSG thing again, right? Where they go for very, very strong early game heroes, try to snowball off a good total lead, but most importantly, even Reminiscent has said this early on, they know what RSG wants to do, but even last time when I was in play, I also know what RSG wants to do.
But how do you counter
Correct,
them?
how do you actually
And
stop
that's what that allows them to get that back-to-back champions, right? But then again, if you take a look, take a step back and you always see RSG side of the draft, I'm looking at a very tanky draft that is able to keep for Erythel, and there's also a backup plan, the Nether Realm, and also very strong early game. This is a very scary and typically RSG SG style of draft, whereas Team Flash, on the other hand, relies on this heavy pickup. It's all how Lozi plays. Jigs take it away.
I mean, this is going to be exciting, right? We're going into game number 1. This is RSG Flash, 2 star-studded teams. Now, they are all experienced players, so we're going to see a very, very different game here. While Adamir already in the early part getting harassed by Diablo.
Yeah, Adamir as a Uranus doesn't bode very well against Diablo. Going into this Khalid, this early game burst is going to hurt him like a truck. He is forced to pop that region early on, but he does have Brave Smite, so he knows what he's going to get himself into. But if you take a look, it's going to be Lucian facing MPG in the mid lane. Hades already started at orange, going to go, and both these two teams, in fact, looking to gank EXP lane.
Yeah, so I'm going to give a fun trivia here. Right?
Oh yeah?
The last time Adam faced against Diablo, right? This exact same thing happened. Right? Diablo got the first blood on Adam. Back then when they faced against each other in the Season 4 Grand Finals, right? One of the advantages that Diablo managed to put up for his team was him, doing very, very well against Adam. But here we
right now,
see
here's the revenge. There you go, Jay taking down Diablo. I guess they recognize, exactly what you were saying, that EXP potentially is going to go down, so they want to compensate for that and not give RSG that early lead.
Yeah, shut down Diablo early, right? That's going to be something that's going very well for you. But more importantly, actually, I see the Marquis puffing towards the bot lane instead of puffing towards the EXP lane. Bray is still doing his usual puffing, usually going towards the EXP lane more, chipping away at Adam to make sure that Adam doesn't have such a good game. This is to ensure that later on in the total fight, Adam is under pressure to engage for his team because he's always at this low HP.
It's surprising that usually we see the EXP kind of stale and stagnant in the beginning, right? But right now, there's so much pressure. You see Diablo and actually 3-on-3 in the top EXP lane here. Going in. The knockup onto Lalzi pulls him in. Damage coming through. Diablo won't choose to dive this for now, so they back out.
Yeah, but that's okay because they are able to now take the advantage in the total. And in a 50-50 total fight, Fedrin against Martis, right? Because Martis does not have a real burst, Fedrin usually has the advantage in a 50-50 total fight. But because of them controlling the total here, you know, classic RSG style, right? They're gonna get the total lead with that EXP lead, with that small jungle lead. You know, they are gonna look to start to snowball this game.
That's right. That's a win con for RSG, right? Early game snowball. They've already got the turtle right now, and now they're looking at the gang and down bottom lane. Alki a little bit terrified for now, but still some pressure. Lots of action happening up top. This is the first time I see some action down bot.
It's super important, right? Because now that the EXP, kind of the changes around the EXP now, it's a super crucial role for them. And I think that places more emphasis on Adamir and Diablo.
Yeah.
So look at mid here, right? Your trio sticking together, fast clearing mid, alright? They are gonna get the catch on Lozzy here, alright? He's gonna go for the Flicker and Divine Judgment. Alright, to get into the goal lane, and then they are looking to start their classic RSG snowball in the goal lane.
Down the bottom lane though, feels like Team Flash, you know, setting up a slow to the gang. They want to have this. They're a little bit early for the party, if you ask me. The turtle will be coming out, but oh, that's a flash.
Oh, the Divine Judgment pulls Bougie in, but he flickers out to safety. And now the Nether Realm activated. They're trying to treat those here, waiting to expire. Lucian guilty with the flicker in, and the CCJ flickers out. And no, Oki lands that last shot, so he does not manage to escape.
Man, there's so many things that's happening right here, but okay, that's going to be Hades trying to live steal just a little bit more. We'll be able to walk away for now. You notice Jay's positioning right there, right there at the turtle bit. Force RSG to burn the flicker.
Yeah, the knockup. Oh, two-man knockup here onto Lozzy and Hades as well. Bougie flanking from the side. Not going to commit to this. And they're actually recalling right around their faces. Lozzy. I think that was a little bit showy.
Yeah, so this snowball here, right, actually attributed to Jay actually taking, with his IMU, right, he actually took Idris ultimate instead of the Nether Realm, which actually led to his death. So, you know, in another possible situation, he should have taken the Nether Realm, and then they could have went for a team fight right there.
Yeah, that's right. If you take a look, Oki going for the Hearth Claws first. Yeah, this is a new updated way of building the items as well. Adamir, you know, doing a little bit of a greedy poke, but he's actually taking too much damage.
Yeah, way too much. Princess Wrath lands as well to seal the deal, so Bougie actually is the one to get the credit for it. I mean, right now, it looks like RSG's game plan is playing out exactly like it was meant to. We saw the interview as well, right? Flash's plan here is to wait out to the late game. They expected this to happen.
Yeah, however, Fedrin actually we see here, you know, delaying the total a little bit. Edith is currently controlling the total, right?
Yep.
And then because of that, this actually gives a small window for Lozzy with his Flicker and Divine Judgment to actually get a pick off. You can see them changing their game plan a little bit, giving up the total. Instead, they are rotating up. They actually swap their lanes. They're rotating up to find Diablo instead. You know, I think overall a decent game plan right here.
Yeah, okay, fine. I mean, RSG will be able to secure the turtle, but Team Flash wasn't able to find Diablo. That's why Bougie already come up here, ready to land any form of support over the side of Diablo up top. So that was the foul gang up Team Flash. But is this the way you want to try to fight against RSG? You give them an early game lead, especially in this particular patch. Early game is more important because you gain bonus EXP from these turtles. Lozzy flickers. Oh my goodness, he missed.
Yeah, didn't quite catch it there, but Bray comes in for the counter engage as well. Chura's Wrath gonna stop them in their tracks. RSG, it looks like they still want to press this situation, but I don't think they would get anything out of it. Bray just taking some damage.
Yeah, very early 5-man, you know, they gathered 5 men so early here for the side of Flash, right? And then straight away you see on the bottom lane, Iritel taking a tower. Even Kali at the top lane, Diablo, right? Almost taking down the top tower as well. So overall, very, very good macro movement from the side of RSG.
Definitely, RSG definitely loves this. Adamir is basically a punching bag right now.
Yeah, he is getting punched. I mean, actually activated the Nether Realm to save him there. So that's one ultimate down on the side of Jay.
That's power of friendship right there. Jay just activated the Nether Realm just in case if Adamir actually falls right there in the mid lane. And right now, if you take a look at the player gold right here in terms of the farm, Oki and Diablo on the top of the charts, because like what the youngin is talking about, like both of these lanes on the side lanes are already pushed down. Team Flash is slowly losing a bit of map pressure.
Yeah, so we go back on the inside on the draft a little bit, right? Because your Uranus was actually a 4th pick, right?
Yes.
So generally, with only 1 pick left in the draft, you want to make sure that your XP laner actually have a decent game, right? But so far, as we can see, Adamir is already starting to stick with his teammates a little bit more. They are 5-manning up a lot. You know, they are waiting for the Lozzy catch. But without the flicker here, you know, he has, you know, not as effective, right, as with the flicker. So, not really sure what the game plan here is because you know, the 5-man up, and then your Irritail's just split pushing. Diablo's going to the other lane, applying so much pressure on the other side. As we see here, right? So much pressure on Adam, and because of that, they get not only the total, but look at top lane as well, right? Irritail, you know, doing decently well. All right, Lucian just went down here, but because you know, in exchange they actually get the total.
Yeah, so a trade between two teams, right? Clearly, I think they chose to give up the objective here, but in the mid lane, they might roll it out. Oh, the flicker again with the Divine Praises Wrath just misses, but Diablo comes in for the kill, spinning and trying to catch Hades there. Oh, okay, decides to stop there, so they're okay for now, but they rip off the mid structure.
Yeah, the Frankenstein is actually starting to fall apart. You can imagine totally this zombie guy, right, walking around, the gut spilling on the floor, the limb starts to fall on the floor, the eyeballs start to pull out, just connected by the bare nerve socket. This is actually looking very disconcerting for Team Flash.
Yeah, so I have to imagine here that things, you know, for the side of Flash did not go as well as you wanted to, because 7 minutes in, you know, suddenly every single lane's getting pressured. You know, Lozy's not getting the catches that he need to, you know, to really let the game come back. You know, Adamir is making some cuts here, but you know, the moment he shows for way too long, and then once there are no more objectives, they are gonna come back for Adamir, because at this moment his farm is not enough to actually be sustainable enough that RSG can still turn back and then get a free kill on him.
Yeah, you can see Adamir, speaking about Adamir, he's actually starting to cut the waves. Look at how RSG, it's basically just, you know, you left a clump of sugar in the middle of an anthill, and all the ants just swarm against it. Yeah, you talk about the lack of gold. Look at Team Flash's item, right? Yeah, we're gonna see Adamir getting picked off right there. It's a last-ditch effort coming off of Team Flash. There's not enough items to support what Team Flash wants to do in the draft.
Yeah, so right now, clear mid, you know, Diablo's already, you know, such on-point macro gameplay here, right? Clear up this lane, right? Lots coming out in 30 seconds, you know. He's going to clear out the lane. He's going to start pressuring mid a little bit more. Make sure mid is pushing in, bottom is pushing in. And then from here, they're actually going to get a lot for free. But on the flip side, actually, Flash does stand a chance because they do have that flicker Divine Judgment, that thing that, you know, we know that Lozy is so capable of, you know, turning the game for Team Flash here.
Yeah, we're just waiting for it, right? There's a couple of times where Lozy actually tries to flicker forward just to try to catch up. He doesn't really land, and not only is this just that, RSG, if you take a look, they're not only just the roster fit their playstyle, their emblems, their key talents also fit their playstyle, right? Oh, hold on a second. 5-man conceal play, try to rush down to Diablo. Diablo walks away, scuffing it off, just baiting and pulling attention away as Ray starts the Lord.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like Flash is choosing to contest this one yet, actually. Choosing to take the buffs instead on the bottom side. So they're slowly waiting it out, right? Right now, Vanix has just secured the golden stuff as well. So it could be the key condition that they're depending on, and the patience. Is it going to be enough? Or RSG, they're going to just come back at too quick a rate.
Right now, it's just calm before the storm in a sense, right? Adamir just trying to pull attention away. Hades forced to use the second skill to just get on the way. The taunt would not land. The Lord marching up top. Team Flash needs to devise a plan to defend. But if you take a look at Team Flash's kind of lineup, you don't really have that sort of wave clear that is sustainable to basically clear off and push off the waves that RSG SG is setting towards their base.
Yeah, waves are syncing up as well, right?
Yeah.
Mid lane, bottom lane, top lane, all is going at the same time, right?
Wait, hold on a second. Adamir on the other side of the map. Look at him.
That's a good play. Yeah, he basically brings people back, you know, cuts off the next wave as well. I believe next wave are still big creeps as well.
Oh, he's gonna get
even though he might die here, right? He's probably gonna respawn in time by the time the quick waves actually come back. And now it's actually a 4v4.
Yeah, actually, it is actually quite a smart play coming out from Adamir, but hold on a second, that's catch.
Yep, the Nether Realm already coming up from both sides, actually. So the sustain is there, but is it going to be enough is the question. Loose and Cutie having to back out here. Bougie going in, not being able to get anyone. It's Hades down on the side of Flash, but they do manage to take down the Lord, albeit sacrificing the top and potentially this mid-base turret.
The lane's gonna get cracked open without a doubt at all. Adamir actually tried to buy some time to no avail, and RSG looking to solidly push even more waves down Team Flash's throat. Top side, mid side already cracked open. They just have to deal with the bots.
I mean, it's already half down, right? It's gone as well. So just with this one Lord, RSG is wiping the entire base turret of Flash. Is looking pretty dire here. So what is the play, and can they actually defend from RSG?
Yeah, the crash clashing right now. That's a Appraiser's Wrath already landed down by RSG. It's clean up map as RSG left Team Flash's side of the base. Totally a barren wasteland. Youngin, are they able to turn this around into this late game draft that Team Flash wants to play?
Yeah, so what a dominance showing by RSG straight, right? First lot, straight away, they take out all 3 lanes, right? That's going to be so important for them because, as we know, this Khalid will slowly start to fall off a little bit. And, you know, if by the second lot, you know, if they are unable to push it in, you know, they're going to have some problems, you know. But the good thing for the side of RSG is that they have the carry, they have the Valentina, 2 heroes that are not, you know, the best at wave clearing, right?
Yes.
When the second lot marches in later, and with the Nether Realm, you know, what they did at the top lane, right? They just 4-man in with the Nether Realm, you know, whatever fights that come, not enough damage, right? And then it really, we have to see Lozzy making a big play here, you know. You have to kind of like get Buji, you know, before he pops the Nether Realm, get that key pick off first, and then from there, you do stand a chance. But with this goal lead, with this item lead, you know, it is incredibly hard for Flash to turn it around.
Yeah, looking really dire, Youngin and Shrubby. Look, you don't really have enough items to support the damage coming up, especially from Oki already. Berserkers, Fury going into Malefic Roar. So no matter, like, even though you're building, you need more armor items just to be able to handle the damage from Oki. Don't forget, Heavy Crossbow is an AoE damage. And not only just that, I can also slow down your healing because of the Sea Halberd.
Yeah, and at the same time, none of the heroes on the side of Flash, right? None of them actually have magic defense. Radiant armor, no Athena. So even if, you know, you can handle the Iritel, you can handle the Khalid, later on the ED is going to come for you.
Yeah, we might see that here. Lucian QT tries to engage here, but it's great. Oh, he's the one to take the damage! Vanix, he's the one with the damage already built up the items, and now Oki not gonna be enough as he puts Vanix in the dirt. Now backline, Diablo and Hades rolling it out. You can see just Flash has no answer, like you said, to Oki.
Yeah, and not only just that, there's a lot of free hitting for the side of Vanix at the same time.
The waves are pushing in as well.
Yeah.
I mean, is this going to be the end? RSG, they're
making
trying
the
to
call to end.
capitalize this. Adamir already in trouble. He goes down. RSG, the free window for them to take this game. And it's 14 minutes. RSG, clear game plan, executed perfectly.
Yeah, they got what they wanted in the early game, right? It's basically, you go into the grocery store, you just basically whip out your mom's shopping list and you just check one by one. Early game aggression, check. I've got my first turtle, check. Diablo has a good lane, check. Enemy doesn't allow to snowball, check. Lozzy is unable to catch anyone, check. It's just RSG SG's game.
Yeah, whoever that thought of the, you know, beating the Edith and then last pick the Khalid, right? Be it from the coach, you know, maybe it's coming from the coach. If this is the level of draft coming out from Coach Drew H here, right? Yeah. I am, you know, in for a treat for this whole season because I love outplays like this, right? Out drafts like this because, you know, you make your opponent think that, oh, Diablo has been training this Edith for some time now, and then suddenly out of nowhere, you know, he goes back. He goes back to the Khalid right again, right? And then straight away, because of that, you know, they know how to play the EXP lane very well. They know how to snowball their lead, all right? You get a classic RSG game, you know, without even paying for it because, you know, this is something that your team, other opponents might expect already. Yeah. But, you know, you still do it in a way that it cannot be accounted for. But because of this, you show it in your first game, you know, down in the regular season. Today it's only day 1, right? Yeah. And we are gonna see like down the road, the next 6 games against all these other teams, they are still going to be very, very wary of how to draft against RSG.
Yeah, it's just the fact that, you know, this is the literal definition of insanity. I'm going to do the same exact thing over and again, expecting different results. They did. They expected the same results, i.e. winning.
Oh, but the thing is, they actually achieve it, so that's the difference, right? There's nothing that they need to change because this formula works.
Yeah.
Looking at the items now, I mean, you can see Vanix just got his items, but it just wasn't in time. RSG closed out the game before he could make enough of an impact.
Yeah, it's just, you know, if you take a look through the items, you take a look through the goal, it's like, it's just, the goal gap is really big, right? And not only just that, right? Your Valentina wasn't also able to gain like a sort of like a lead as well. That's also costing the mid lane at the same time. And you also have to think from side of RSG SG, this is a very, even the roam can do damage, my goodness sakes.
Yeah, so I think one thing to note here as well is Lozzy's item choices here, right? Because from what I remember, right, Diablo was, you know, pretty owning early on in the game, right? You know, he was putting a lot of pressure, and for him to actually go for magic defense and Dom IS first without caring about the Khalid, you know, could have caused a small snowball. But, you know, the name of the game for him was still to, you know, always you have to catch Buji first. Yep. You know, at some point you also need to be able to catch OK down. right? But you know, we didn't get to see that, you know, and ultimately RSG to me, you know, outdrafted Flash quite hard here, you know, and but I believe that Flash now knowing that Diablo is still going back for his signature picks, you know, are going to account for that. I trust in KZP, I trust in Reminiscent, so I believe game 2, you know, there will be evolution.
Definitely. I feel like if you're Team Flash, if you go into game number 2 and you don't ban the Khalid, I think there's something wrong. I think they have to really do exactly that. Even though, just take a look at Diablo, right? Going in for pure assassin, and then with the concussive blast, it's allowed them to clear the waves even faster. And not only just that, right? I think it's also, even like Ray on this Fredrin, right? You expect nowadays the flavor for the Fredrin is the quantum charge, right? You hit one, you AA, you get to chase people down. That kind of solves the problem of the Fredrin unable to stick onto your target sometimes. But no, he's going blast damage. I'm going concussive blast.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at this now, right? I'm not sure if Team Flash really has an answer yet. You talked about banning out heroes, right? But the thing is, with teams like RSG, there's just so many potential signature or pocket picks you can ban out as well. And that doesn't even begin to account for the meta.
Yeah, and you know, I'm pretty sure, right, in between season, in between MSC and also MPL Singapore, Diablo has definitely picked up some new heroes, right? I think they're not showing it as of yet, and this is a testament, this is a statement that RSG SG is putting out. Hey, Team Flash, you know, you almost got into second place, you almost got into first place this time around. I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna continuously be that tyrant in MPL Singapore.
Yeah, we also gotta go back and look at the power rankings again, right? Because you know, some of us, most of us actually put Flash as, you know, being besting out this series, right? But then such a dominant display by RSG instead, you know, go back to the drawing board, you know, think now you have to account for Diablo's hero, so definitely, you know, Flash will make some adjustments as well.
Yeah, if you take a look at the screen right here, Diablo is actually the main carry. He's dealing the most amount of damage, 52k, but that's definitely coming out from the slicing and dicing of anime as well. His catches are really good at the same time, especially was able to find Vanix. Yeah, I like the fact that sometimes, you know, Flash, Vanix was able to position himself quite well, but suddenly RSG just remembered the existence of Vanix and closed in on him like a homing missile. But let's take a look at the MVP. It should go into Bray. That is, you know, working his hardest, making sure that he lands the red
done his job.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you see him in the front lines, right? Taking the damage, initiating the fights as well. And despite that, he still does output damage, especially using the Praise's Wrath. So, I mean, looking at this, 3-0 and 9, again, we expect no less of Bray, right?
Yeah, he's been frontlining, right? He's been taking a lot of attention from Team Flash away. Even in the face of a carry, which is known to shred through the Edis, shred through the Fredrins, right? Now he's...
he has the emote. So he has the emote for that, basically just to make sure that in case he's the one who get caught, you know, he can leave it through, right? When the second phase of spells come, when the Nether Realm comes, you know, he's able to survive. So very smart item choice here, because he also understands that when the second lock comes, that is his window to end the game. And having an emote during that period, you know, grants him the most effective way to go in for your team, you know, make sure that nobody can damage the Lord, nobody can damage your team, and then you just go in